Welcome to Hollywood, where a hot movie premiere is always the talk of the town. Today's feature, a Big Ten matinee starring the Penn State Nittany Lions and the Trojans of USC. Got it. Touchdown, Penn State.
It's just about us. It's only about the people in this room. That's all it's ever been about.
Oh, what a big hit.
Wide open touchdown.
That's a touchdown, USC.
That's the biggest game of the season for the Trojans. Penn State, you've got to get here.
Penn State is here. USC is here. And CBS is here as well. The Coliseum in Los Angeles. On a beautiful day in Southern California. The Home Depot, Big Ten on CBS. And a big-time matchup. The Nittany Lions of Penn State, the number 4 team in the country, against the Trojans of USC. You take a look at the Big Ten standings as we approach the midway point of the season. Indiana on top, Ohio State and Oregon both undefeated. They get together a little bit later on in Eugene, and then there's Penn State at 5-0 and 2-0 in conference play. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. Gary Danielson's my partner. Jenny Dell's down on the field. Gene Steratore along with us as well. Well, USC's 3-2. The bad news is those 2 losses are both in Big Ten play, and Gary, they can ill afford another slip up. On the other hand, Penn State, right where they want to be, 4th straight year, 5-0.
Yeah, but Penn State fans know they've been here before. Hasn't turned out the way Penn State wants it to. Got another chance this year.
Another chance for us to see 2 elite quarterbacks. This is probably our best quarterback matchup.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Drew Aller and Miller Moss, 2 of the Big Ten's best. When these 2 guys are hitting, I mean, really nobody can stop them. They're able to hit all throws on the field. They're both having great years. Both of them need a little help. I think Drew Aller's happily that Nicholas Singleton's back. And I think for Miller Moss, he just like a half a second more, maybe.
If he gets a half a second more, he's got a wide receiver core that I think's the key to the game, really.
Absolutely. For USC, when they have their offense humming, they might have the best wide receiver package in all of college football. And that half a second gives them opportunities to hit these guys. And I mean, they're a tough matchup for anybody in college football. I don't think anybody can go 4 corners deep to cover these 4 for USC. But that said, that's easy unless you're on your back.
Yeah, and you don't want to be on your back with the edge rushers and the guys that Penn State has.
And I think that's what Penn State has going for them. The main guy they've got, Abdul Carter, an All-American, number 11 coming off the edge. But he's not the only one for this Penn State rush. From both ends, from tackle, from the linebacker, can I say it's kind of like a Penn State defense that we're going to see today.
Nittany Lions always tough on defense. That'll be the key today against the Trojan offense on their home field, where they play so much better this year than they have on the road. Sam Darnold with his back to you right now, who starred here at quarterback for USC and now has the Minnesota Vikings off to a 5-0 start. And he's going to bring the Trojans out onto the field that he starred on a few years ago. A team that is desperate to put one in the win column. the Trojans hit the field, preparing for the 11th all-time meeting with the Nittany Lions of Penn State. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS is sponsored by Chili's, AT&T, FedEx, and by the U.S. Army. We'll see who the stars on Hollywood are going to be today between USC and the Nittany Lions of Penn State, coming in from Happy Valley, from State College into the Coliseum, and a long trip. With more on that, here's Jenny.
Well, Brad, in the Big Ten, cross-country travel has been a hot topic, and when you look at the numbers, it's valid. Big Ten teams traveling 2 time zones or more are now 1 in 9 so far this season. Now, on top of those numbers, Penn State faced some logistical challenges to get here. The runway at State College Regional Airport, it's too short to accommodate a plane large enough to make that nonstop trip to LAX. So on Thursday, they drove 90 minutes to Harrisburg. They have a 3,000-foot longer runway there. Coach Franklin, he brought up this dilemma to the Big Ten, looking to lengthen their home runway in the future. Guys, miles are logged, time zones are crossed. I'm sure this won't be the last time we bring up the operations and the stats behind this coast-to-coast travel.
No doubt. Coach Franklin said to us, anybody that knows anything about Happy Valley, it's hard to get in there, it's hard to get out.
Hard to get out there.
And on the other side, Lincoln Riley. It's been a tough year. 3-2 right now, 22-10 in his 3rd season as the head man of the Trojans. And there was high expectations this year. They can maybe continue those expectations if they win today. A loss, and they can forget about the playoff at the end of the year. It's a beautiful day here. Absolutely perfect. Sunshine, 78 degrees. USC won the toss, and they want the football. I mentioned the 11th meeting all time. The last one was a thriller in the 2017 Rose Bowl that USC won 52-49. Last time they played here, though, 91. Gabriel Wosu will kick off at Zachariah Branch, who USC fans have been waiting this season to have an explosive performance. So far, not really, compared to a year ago when he was a freshman All-American. Here we go. And they'll have to let this one fly out of the back of the end zone and bring it out to the 25-yard line. As our lineups are presented by Wayfair, and it starts with number 7. Gary talked about him, Miller Moss. We've seen him have really good weeks. Last week, not so good at Minnesota, especially in the 4th quarter.
Kind of reminds me of kind of a Mac Jones career that he's had. Had to wait his turn, stuck with it, has the ability to throw the ball all over the field. Again, a half second. That's what he needs.
Let's see if they give it to him today.
Half second more.
Well, look at that offensive line after this snap. That's got to give him that half second more. Woody Marks.
Ooh.
And they gave Woody nothing in a loss of 2 on the opening snap. Dennis Sutton off the corner, one of those edge guys, made the tackle. Here's the Trojans offensive lineup up front. Jonah Monheim might switch out the tackle if they have some problems out there, but he's their anchor at center. And we talked about Zachariah Branch with the wide receivers and Woody Marks, the tailback that Miller Moss has to work with. 2nd down and 11. It's Moss' first throw. Down the middle and got it complete. And it's a 1st down throw to Kyron Hudson.
They got a bunch of them. We pointed them out. Hudson going one-on-one. It was a zone coverage that time. So you'll see Hudson find the hole. Stop. Ball's on its way already. By the time he turned around, the ball was on the way.
And a 14-yard pickup. Just shy of the 38-yard line. Pressure coming. Swing pass. Marks. Better get on it.
Yep. Very, very close to being a lateral.
Sure was. And Kobe King was thinking the same thing Gary and I were. Scoop it and see what happens, but the whistles blow, and it's an incomplete pass.
helping over here for Elijah Page against Abdul Carter. Keep the tight end in. And that was
really close.
Within a foot of being a lateral.
So a harmless incompletion instead of what could have been an opening disaster on this drive to open up the ball game for the Trojans. 2nd down and 10. Marks, little shimmy shake, got back across the original line of scrimmage and a couple more, and they'll bring up 3rd down and long against the defense of Penn State. That looks like this. Up front, Carter and Dennis Sutton, those guys can come off the corner, and you love Zane Durant on the inside. Rojas, King, and DeLuca. Kobe King, the guy that's wearing the green dot, is the play caller defensively, and that's the back end, the secondary that's looking at a 3rd down and 8 for USC.
Penn State comes in with their nickel defense, and they move Carter around with that. Now he's lined up on the opposite side.
And a 4 wide receiver group for Miller Moss. Quick throw down the middle, incomplete. Broken up, was intended for Kyron Hudson. And Elliott Washington was there to break it up.
So that's what happens. The Penn State defensive backs know that USC is going to try to get the ball out of their hands quick. So they're squatting on those throws. Makes it even more difficult for the quarterback and the wide receivers. I mean, they don't go for fakes. They're squatting on you. Penn State knows if they get them in 3rd and long, it'll be a quick pass.
Zion Tracy back waiting on Eddie Chapliski's punt. Penn State with a return on no rush on the punter, and going to take a nice roll for the Trojans down around just outside the 10-yard line. So that's where Penn State will take over for their first trip on offense. And the Wayfair lineups brings us Drew Aller, one of the captains, a junior. He's been the starting quarterback since the time he showed up at State College. Great numbers as far as career touchdown to interception ratio, 38-3 over his career. And we've seen him grow up. Had him a year ago. Saw him as a freshman when still learning the game. Now he's got it figured out. At least they hope he does. Nick Singleton in the backfield. So is Tyler Warren, the tight end, H-back, fullback, whatever you want to call him. This is Singleton. Back. First run is good for a 1st down. Nick didn't play last week, and he had a good week of practice and looks good there.
As you watch Nicholas Singleton run the ball, he's run the ball on 1st down now 35 times, and that's his 12th gain of 10 yards or more. That's how good he is on 1st down. And that offensive line opening up those holes.
And of course he's paired sometimes in the same backfield with Katron Allen. Great 1-2 punch for the Nittany Lions. Here's a toss. And this time USC does a nice job. Short gain that time.
Yeah, Tyler Warren's going to get a completed pass on that one from the Wildcat position. Again, using Warren everywhere. You can see that so far Penn State's giving you a look of everything they got.
Now he's out wide as a screen pass with his wide receivers leading the blocking. He's not easy to bring down either.
And as Tyler Warren, I think, is the starting point for this offense for Penn State. He's the guy that determines, and Andy Kotelnicki, the new offensive coordinator for Penn State, he uses him to try to figure out what defenses will we get from different spots from Warren.
3rd down and 3. Aller, quick slant, got it, complete. Warren, 1st down.
How about that? So Warren will line up, I think, in 6 different positions as he gets in this game. He'll line up at wide receiver. He'll line up in the slot. He'll line up at tight end. He'll line up at H-back. He'll line up at running back, and then quarterback. That might be 7 if I thought about it over. But again, he's the wild card in this offense. High school quarterback, big enough to block, one of the best ever at Penn State, and that's a mouthful.
No doubt. You saw the numbers of all those positions entering the day. 1st down and 10. Aller coming near side this time, completes it to Liam Clifford.
So how about Drew Aller? The efficiency of his, how about this stat? Since 1956, now that's a while ago, he's the only FBS quarterback with 500 pass attempts, 35 touchdowns and 3 or less interceptions.
Unbelievable. When he started his career, 311 pass attempts without an interception. There's the backs and receivers. And this is Katron Allen this time. And he fights near the first down marker. Jalen Smith bumped him out of bounds.
Just the offense is so many things they can do. They get outside that offensive line, being able to have Khalil Dinkins, number 16, in the game now. The extra tight end in there, being able to get to the edge. If you're USC and you're playing defense, do you have any idea what direction they're going now?
And you saw Katron Allen and Nick Singleton in the same backfield on that last play. Second down and short. They've mixed it. 3 runs, 3 passes so far. And the quarterback, Bo Prabula, in there. So they're pulling out all the stops and all the wrinkles so far on the opening drive.
Mega Ioane, number 71, in motion. That has been the highlight that the Penn State fans love to see. The big guy lines up in a wing position, comes across the formation, and get out of his way.
Oh.
350 pounds with a little movement and a little anger every time he comes.
And offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki says he's begging for the ball.
Yeah.
He wants me to throw one to him or hand it off. I just wouldn't want to get in his way. And a lot of guys are finding that out when he's in motion.
Pretty sure, and I think I got to give credit to Braylon Shelby that time. He saw the same tapes I did, and he took them on and did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did. And Penn State's going to take a timeout here. The clock was down to a couple seconds. Taking a look to see how close he got to the first down. It's about a yard shy. Is what we had up there, 3rd down and 1. Timeout on the field. With 9:06 remaining first quarter. Penn State driving. No score here in LA. Confusion on both sidelines, and Jerry McGinn's talking to.
And I think James Franklin wants his timeout back.
Well, I don't blame him, really.
Yes, because he thought it was 3rd and 1. We did too.
We still think it's 3rd and 1.
Exactly. Here's the play.
They had to get to the
Clearly,
2-yard line, and
it was not a first down.
No.
So Penn State had their 3rd down and short yardage team on the field, and now he sees it's first down, and so he had to call a timeout. He wants that back because of the mistake made, he believes, by the officiating crew.
Gene Steratore, I don't get it, Gene. They gave him a first down. It wasn't even close.
I'm really surprised, and this is very unique, as you guys already alluded to.
It's under
Would James
review
Franklin
now, though.
Called the timeout to say he wants it to be 3rd and 1, Gary.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, short of the line to gain.
Well, Gene, it's because he had his 3rd down and short yardage team out there, and it was 1st and 10. So now he says, I had to call timeout. They are reviewing it now, so I think they're going to catch up to all of us who's been watching.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the play clock was down to 2 seconds, too, when he called the timeout. That might be part of it because, yeah, I agree. He should get his timeout back, or they should get this thing straightened out. That seemed like a pretty easy call that he was not at the first down marker.
I think the other aspect, too, guys, is, you know, if he does change his package there and has a late substitution, let's say there were only 8 or 9 seconds left in the play play clock. They would have to have the defense time to match as well, which then may move into a delay of game. So he may have been way ahead of it. What we hope is that they mark this short of the line to gain. They give Penn State their timeout back, and we go back to 3rd and 1.
Well, that is the question, though. Do you get your timeout? This has happened before for replay. You know, everybody assumed on the field that it was 1st and 10 except for Penn State. And the replay came in too late. Now we'll see what happens.
After further review, Penn State was short of the line of gain. The ball be placed at the 43-yard line. 3rd and 1. Penn State will not be charged timeout. Penn State will have all 3 timeouts remaining for the half.
There we go.
Interesting point by Gene, though. Might be the first time that Penn State wanted 3rd and 1
instead of 1st and 10. I know.
Mark
Never
that
seen
one
that
down
before.
on your bingo card, boys. That may not happen again.
Yeah, you're right, Gene. All right, so here we go. We got it figured out, or they got it figured out. We pretty much thought we had it figured out. 3rd down and a yard. They used 3 quarterbacks on this drive. That's Tyler Warren in motion. Drew Aller says, I can't hear, and that's a fake, as he was just looking to the sideline to confuse USC, thinking that they didn't have the play call that they wanted. That's unique, too.
Yep. Everybody was part of the package on that one. The quarterback's pretending. Tyler Warren's going in motion, comes back in motion. What are we doing? What are we doing? Quarterback sneak. That's cute.
I like it.
Andy Kolonicki. Now we've got linemen all over the field here.
Okay. There's Andy, if you can see him with the glare.
There. I promise he's there.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's there. Look at this package. Linemen spread out both wide, and a throw in the middle to guess who? Another first down, banging his way is Tyler Warren. This is a unique-looking drive for Penn State.
This is pretty. This is a guy who made his name coaching at Buffalo, made his name coaching at Kansas. Now he gets hired to run this Penn State offense. James Franklin said, I want to have more big plays. I want to have the defense uncomfortable, and I want to play physical football.
That's physical.
Like that,
yeah.
Right there.
All the way to the 25. That's the 5th first down of this drive to the 25-yard line. Empty backfield this time. Well, sort of full on the wings. Aller in the shotgun. Wants a throwback to Warren and got it. Blockers in front. Tyler Warren straight down the middle. 1st and goal, Nittany Lions.
Boy, the perfect call. Penn State. Danton Lynn comes with a blitz on the play, and the perfect play again to Tyler Warren. Everybody's coming off the edge. Warren passes him off. Could not have a better play if you knew what the defense called than the one they got right there.
21-yard pickup. Here's another look.
I feel like, players and tight ends all over the country are going, I can do that. I mean, Travis Kelce's going, I like these plays.
1st and goal. Singleton in the middle of the pile. Very little gain, if any. Tyler Warren on this drive took a snap at quarterback to get a first down on the sneak. He's caught 4 passes and rushed for 4 yards. Let's see if they use him one more time.
I was wondering if Zwing is going to get the ball. The offensive guard in the backfield. Ioane right there.
He wants the ball. Aller, he's going to try to run for it. Ooh, what a collision at the 1-yard line. Almost a helmet-to-helmet shot there.
Pretty good stiff defense on that goal line stand right there for USC. A lot of big people, extra linemen in the game. Taking it out of point of attack, stopped pretty well. They wanted to throw the ball. They wanted to feature Warren one more time on this drive.
Boy, and Aller got bulldozed at the end of this. Actually stepped out of bounds before he got to the 1. I think it's going to have to come back to the 3-yard line. It is.
And it did. Be a huge stop for this USC defense right here.
Would it ever? And now, Nick Singleton in the backfield. Warren on a wing. 2 wideouts. One way. Looking to the left, throwing to the left. Tyler Warren didn't get there. Great job defensively by Kamari Ramsey.
Supposed to be a rub play. They were supposed to kind of pick Kamari Ramsey. They did not. These 2 guys are coming down to pick, but Ramsey scoots through and is able to stop Tyler Warren on the play. Nice job on the edge.
And they're going to try it one more time. Nittany Lions 2 out of 3 on 4th down this year. This one's trying to go for a touchdown. And the Trojans come up with one more stop. 4th and goal at the 2. Aller, quick throw. Tyler Warren, touchdown. Just too easy.
I think it's going to be offensive pass interference.
Oh, we got a flag down.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be on Penn State. They blocked right into the end zone on a pick to free up Tyler Warren. If the ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, they could have got away with it, but they did not.
Here's a call.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 3. 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. 4th down.
Going to call it on Julian Fleming.
So one of the things that Lincoln Riley talked about in this game with that tough loss a week ago, that his team needed to kind of do what the fight song is. Fight on.
Yeah.
A lot of things have gone wrong, but if they just fight on, they got a chance. Got it all the way to 4th down, and there you see, blocking downfield while the ball was in the air. Good call.
Ryan Barker in now for a field goal attempt, and field goals have not been automatic for Penn State this year, although he is 2 for 2, making his debut a week ago against UCLA. From 34 yards out to open the scoring, and it's up and it's perfect. So a good job by the Trojan defense to force a 4th down and then get the penalty, and Nittany Lions had to settle for 3.
That's one little point. Andy Cole-Nick is up in the booth. If I was him, I wouldn't be on the sideline and look at Nicholas Singleton or Katron Allen and go, they didn't get the ball.
That's right. Good point. 3-0 Penn State at the end of a 72-yard drive in 14 plays. Stream CBS Sports HQ, your free 24/7 snapshot of all the sports that matter to you. Catch highlights, in-depth analysis, and breaking news anywhere you are. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. Gary will be along with the HQ team when this one's over. So the opening drive, Drew Aller was 6 for 6 for 62 yards. 5 of those receptions were Tyler Warren. And then, as Gary said, you got down at the end and you got 2 All-American type tailbacks and they don't get a handle.
It's nice when it works, but when it doesn't,
yeah.
I know these running backs, they look at you side-eyed when you're on the sideline. And that was really cute, Coach Pitt, here, you know.
It was fun to watch all the way down the field.
It was. Unless you're a USC fan, but they hung on. 14-play drive.
Almost 8 minutes.
Yep.
Gabriel Wosu to kick. They've kept it away from Zachariah Branch on the opening kick. And they did again.
Yeah, I mean, the kicks are getting away from Branch, but the USC offense has to find a way to get Zachariah Branch.
Yeah, they do.
He's the explosive player. I got to say this. I watched him warm up in 2 other games. In this game, watching him in pre-game warm-ups, he was the fastest I've seen. He looked like he was all out and ready to play today.
We asked Coach Riley about it when we met with him, and he said, I don't know if he's just trying too hard or pushing too hard, but the electricity that we saw in him a year ago has not been on display that often this year so far. And they'll bring him in motion here to the near side on 1st down from the 25. Walker Lyons in the backfield. It's an end around. They fake it to Branch. And on the keeper, Quentin Joyner. Joyner in a foot race with a secondary of Penn State. And he won it. Touchdown, USC. "75 yards for Quentin Joyner."
Give this one to Lincoln Riley. He used Zachariah Branch to make this play go. And Quentin Joyner, who had a good start to the Minnesota game, then fumbled and never came back in the game, gets his first carry, and watch him sidestep at the end to finish it off. Just enough.
Michael Lance in for the point after.
14 plays, 1 play.
And you've got the lead. 7-3. The Trojans fighting on. 15-second drive in 1 play. And they take the lead. In the blink of an eye, 7-3 USC. Take us back to the touchdown, Gare.
So Penn State is in man-to-man coverage right there. Man-to-man by Zion Tracy. Man-to-man right there by A.J. Harris. Watch what happens. One guy goes one way. The wide receiver to the outside goes deep. There's nobody to cover the edge of this defense. One mistake inside, one cut, nobody there. Perfect call at the perfect time.
And A.J. Harris thought he had an angle at the end, but Quentin Joyner had the better of that. And a 75-yard touchdown run. Little indecision back there about whether they wanted to field that or
Both
not.
of these teams have been struggling, they said, with slow starts. Not today.
No, not today at all. Been a lot of fireworks with 4:38 remaining in the first quarter.
Started out with Tyler Warren being the guy that Penn State had to try to find. He was all over the formation. This was all scripted to start the game. The drive worked beautifully all the way down the field by using 44 in about 6 different spots. The screen pass was the big play to him. Hit a slant, but near the goal line, that Trojan defense bowed their necks.
That's how you do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot. They just didn't put the final nail in the board at the end and had to settle for a field goal. And now a little bit of option here. And Nick Singleton runs hard for about 7 as we check in with Jenny.
Well, Coach Franklin called Tyler Warren the best tight end in college football. He also described him as dependable. So where does that come from? Well, Tyler's father, Terry, played football at Richmond. When Tyler was younger, he taught him the value of being reliable. He used to always say high production and low maintenance. That's the type of person you want to be. Guys, you're seeing that value out there on the field now.
Yep. Andy Kotelinki said he's the best football player I've ever around. And he's right now going to take the snap in the shotgun. And he's going to throw with the left hand, and he got it out complete. That was a little better spiral than he threw.
That was not bad, was it? Nicholas Singleton, kind of their all-purpose back, does a lot of different things. 2 tight ends in the game. One of them lined up in the I-T formation. The other one gets to throw it.
Katron Allen, catch.
I hate that. I mean, I feel like Tim Tebow's watching and going, why couldn't I do that? I could have done all this.
3.5 to go in the quarter. Katron Allen stays in there after the reception got him a first down at the 42-yard line. And Katron Allen for a tough 3 or 4. They haven't set the defense for USC. It's been up and down the field by both teams. Is their defensive lineup. Anthony Lucas back healthier than he was a week ago. They were worried he was going to be out for a while. Mascarenas Arnold coming off a big game last week with 14 tackles. Leads the linebacking core, and there's the back end in the secondary.
The key for this USC defense today are those defensive tackles and middle linebacker. They got to play the run strong up the middle to earn the right to rush the quarterback.
And they're going to blitz here on 2nd down and 7. Aller throws a strike complete after the 49 to Liam Clifford.
I tell you, that Drew Aller's just got that calm composure out there. I mean, he walks around like Joe Flacco. You know what I mean?
About the same size.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that type of great arm, but I mean, he looks like he's just heartbeat of about 55 out there.
Drew 6'5". James Franklin said, I asked him in the offseason to go down from 242 to 232, and this made him a little more mobile. And so far today, he's been spot on.
Aller down here.
And the other quarterback, Bo Prabula's in the shotgun, and now a little bit of confusion. They're going to have to call a timeout. Play clock down to 1. Second time number 9's been in there.
And Aller from the wide receiver spot was trying to move everybody around, but it's a little hard to do it way out there.
When you're in the backfield, it's a lot easier to direct traffic than way over here on the sideline. They head to the sideline, 2:02 to go in the first.
Adam Zucker down by the band with his Jeep update. Georgia Tech and North Carolina tied up late. Tech ball, got a couple timeouts, maybe drive for the winning field goal, but no! Jamal Haynes, a 68-yard game winner. Part of his career high, 170 yards. That's 4 straight losses for Carolina after starting 3-0 as we go back upstairs.
All right, Zuck, thanks. Georgia Tech 5-2 here in Hollywood at 7-3.
Yes, you can take the quarterback out from behind the center, put him in wide receiver, but he's still the field general. First he puts Julian Fleming to the other side. He looks over. Then he sees Luke Reynolds, number 85. He says, no, you got to go over there. Then he looks up for the play clock. Oh, no.
Looked like a school crossing guard there for a second.
Exactly.
Well, now he's back where he belongs in the shotgun. 3rd down and 3. Aller getting a little pressure on him this time. Down the middle, incomplete. So that time, a little bit of heat applied by the Trojan defense.
Yeah,
Amari Evans incomplete.
Jalen Smith came from the corner position, but up front, again, earning a chance to rush the quarterback. You see number 2 come in, blocked pretty well, but you could feel that rusher, Drew Aller had to get rid of the ball.
And Drew's first incompletion. 4th down and 3.
Yeah, I was surprised here. I don't know if Penn State knew it was 4th down, or is it?
They take a timeout.
George is telling me yes, it's 4th down.
We're back in 30 seconds. Well, it's 4th down and 3, and you're either going to try to draw USC offsides, or here comes analytics, I guess. First quarter on your own side of the 50 for Penn State.
I think they're going to try to draw them up, but it took a timeout to do this.
Well, there was the hard cadence by Aller. Now they're going to shift Tyler Warren into the backfield.
It's not a bad move. That movement by the offensive tackle that time, Anthony Donko, number 68.
Well, that takes away the mystery for us.
Ball start. Offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
I think they called it on Wormley, number 77, but I thought Donko moved as well. Let's see. It's over here what happened. Yeah.
You're right, Gary. It's 68. 77 might have moved as well. Anyway.
Kind of looking in, and USC pointed, but Anthony Donko was the last guy to do it.
Riley Thompson, the punter for Penn State from Melbourne, Australia, and the kick. Branch camps under it around the 10-yard line with a fair catch. So 1:49 remaining first quarter. Families affected by Hurricanes Milton and Helene really need your support. Help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to people when they need it most. Donate today to Hurricanes Milton and Helene by going to redcross.org/CBS or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. And a tough couple of weeks for the folks around Florida.
I know. I was a little nervous where I was living down there in Fort Myers. Everybody was batting down the hatches the best we could.
Yeah, you and Jenny came out here about 2 days earlier than normal just to make it out here. First down at the 11-yard line for USC. Woody Marks, the tailback with Miller Moss. He gets the carry and got about 3, maybe 4. Elliott Washington in on the tackle, along with Tony Rojas.
As good as this Penn State nickel is, you can see Lincoln Riley has decided to use as much no huddle as he can to keep that base defense out there for Penn State.
Tight end Eldridge on the move, now settles in on the right side.
Again, because of the weakness at tackle, they put these guys in the H position to help.
Moss on the move to his right, throws a dart complete in the first down to Mekhi Lemon.
I'll tell you that Miller Moss, frankly, and I've heard some, people saying, why don't is Miller Moss the right guy? Do they need to switch up? I mean, I don't know how you can play quarterback better than he's played. He's been under duress, the pressures. This time he's forced to his right. You would like to force him to his left, but this ball had to be thrown perfectly because it was cut underneath on the play by Cam Miller, and it was perfect.
16-yard pickup and a first down. Woody Marks, a little hesitation, then follows his blockers, bangs into his blockers, and goes for a 12 and a first down for Woody Marks.
So Woody Marks was 20 for 134 last week against Minnesota, and they do it just like this. They pull those offensive linemen, and then Woody Marks has the patience to say which way are they going. So Lincoln Riley, they're struggling at tackle, so what he's doing is running the ball with Page and Murphy pulling and getting them in the game in the run game.
Coach Riley told you and Jenny and I yesterday, I think the strength of our team is our tailbacks. I started arguing with him because I love his wide receivers, but Woody Marks and Quentin Joyner are making him look pretty good so far here in the first quarter. Play fake down the middle, and a strike again, and that one Deuce Robinson.
So that was my idea when I went into the meetings with Lincoln. I always like to give the coach and the play caller some of my thoughts on how to throw the ball. And I said, Deuce Robinson, did he catch that all the way? They're going to call that incomplete, right? So I'm going, Why don't you use Deuce? I know he's good in the goal line. Why don't you use him all over the field? Because he's tough.
He is. A tough first quarter. We had a little bit of everything, I'm telling you. We played one at the Coliseum. Travelers going to take us to break with Drew Allen at 7-3 USC. Home Depot Big Ten on CBS heads into quarter number 2 at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. And a 7-3 USC lead heading into the second quarter. Long touchdown run by Quentin Joyner, 75 yards. A long scoring drive and a field goal by Penn State. Looked like it was going to be sort of a flea flicker. Woody Marks says, I'm taking off with this thing, and he's still going. And then got collared at the end of the play. No flag, I guess.
What a heads-up play. I thought Tom Allen for Penn State had the perfect defense on here. Coming from the short side, he was really bringing the whole defensive secondary. Look at that edge right there. They had it covered, but it looked like a throwback. But no, Woody Marks sees the white jersey, keeps it, and makes a big play out of one that shouldn't have gone anywhere.
Got it all the way to the 37-yard line.
I might go with Lincoln's vote here on most valuable player, by the way.
He's doing okay. Here he comes again. Woody Marks off to the races. And Woody knocked out of bounds, but not till he gets to the 10-yard line.
So that offensive line for USC has been talked about all year negatively, but look at how they block on this one. Good job all the way on the front right here. Kind of a draw play. Good space everywhere. Elijah Page goes, I got nobody to block. I just ran down and tried to find the first white jersey I could see. And Woody Page into the secondary.
Woody Marks, 28 yards.
Woody Marks.
The first and goal. Quentin Joyner's going to give him a breather now. USC at the 9-yard line. Makai Lemon in motion, sets up in the slot. Moss, Joyner, touchdown. 9 yards, second time number 0's been in the end zone today.
How pretty was that play? We talked about one of the great play callers in college football, and you can see on this one, Marks comes right across right here, a little play action pass, motion by the outside, looks left, throws it right, and you got right there, Quentin Joyner gets it into the end zone. Man, those 1-2 punch Marks and Joyner got this Trojan offense going.
Extra point is good. Lincoln Riley wanted to start faster. He has. First, Quentin Joyner took 175 yards. Then he took a 9-yard reception from Miller Moss. 14-3 USC. 89-yard drive in 7 plays. A lot of it Woody Marks, Garrett.
I think so. Just the heads-up play by Marks on this play, not to throw it back. That was designed. It was a flea flicker play. Heads up. You know, the player made a play and then nicely designed to get into scoring range on that running play, that offensive line. And then finally, Quentin Joyner comes in with a setup play. Good block, by the way, on that play by Makai Lemon, number 6, coming in motion and taking out the linebacker on the play.
So Quentin Joyner's been in the end zone twice, and the 14-3 lead here with 13.5 to go in the half. Michael Lance has got it teed up, set to kick away. Nick Singleton and Julian Fleming are back on the other end, waiting on the kick. And they watch it go out of the back of the end zone. There's more college football tonight on CBS Sports Network. Heisman contender Ashton Jante and the 17th ranked Boise State Broncos battle in Hawaii at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Rich Walls And Robert Turpin on the call. It'll be a good one tonight, seeing one of the best tailbacks in the country. We're seeing some pretty good ones here today.
For sure.
And Nick Singleton and Katron Allen and Woody Marks and Quentin Joyner. 179 yards of offense from the Trojans so far, 75 of those on one touchdown run. Singleton in the backfield with Drew Aller on first down. Nittany Lions from the 25. Fakes it one way, comes back to the screen to Singleton on the other side. And he got 5 as we check in with Jenny.
Well, this is the first time we're seeing Trojans D end Anthony Lucas in the game. I've had eyes on him. He suffered a lower body injury against Minnesota. He's got a brace on that left leg, but they were stretching out that right side. Now, he wasn't totally engaged in the discussions on the sideline, so I'm happy to see him playing out there right now.
All right, Jenny, thanks for the update.
Yeah, late penalty on that play as well as the injured player on the field.
And Kamari Ramsey, I think, is the guy that's down for the Trojans.
It might be on Kamari Ramsey taking out the legs of the blocker.
Personal foul. Legal low block by the defense, number 7. 15-yard penalty be added on to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
That's a double whammy on Kamari Ramsey.
I was going to say, he came up. Remember, you got to take those blockers on high. He comes in, takes the legs out, and ends up getting a knee right in the head.
And holding his stomach as well. First penalty of the day on USC. So Ramsey goes out. Zion Branch will be the guy coming in. Here's a look at the penalty. Right there. And he got landed on pretty hard. That might be why he's holding his stomach. Maybe had the wind knocked out of him. He'll be back in, it looks like. In the meantime, Branch will take his spot at safety. Katron Allen, the tailback, in a power eye. Katron Allen got a little something going on the left side. Got a good gain. Out to midfield.
Katron Allen, who ran so physically a week ago in the ball game, kind of set the pace for this Penn State offense. The way he ran it, career high 21 carries a week ago against UCLA.
That's 71 yards out of those carries, including a touchdown. Largest deficit this season for Penn State, down 11. And right now, that's what they're down. Second down and 6. Extra rusher. Now they back out of it. The throw is a little bit high.
Man,
incomplete.
That had juice on it, and Julian Fleming just could not get his hands up there quick enough. Drew Aller loves to throw the ball over the middle of the field. Big, tall guy, as Ness mentioned. Fleming, the transfer from Ohio State. Look at how fast that ball was on. There's no way that's a drop. This team, those receivers have not had a lot of drops this year. Struggled with that a year ago, but that was not catchable.
Burning your fingertips.
Yeah, and it was a little bit thrown early on the play.
Third down and 6. Aller backs into the shotgun. Tyler Warren, the motion man. See if they go to him. Aller, plenty of time. Throws. That one's intercepted. Picked off. Desmond Stevens, a linebacker. And he's still going. Stevens. Only the second interception thrown by Drew Aller this year.
And Desmond Stevens, the true freshman, has been earning the time. We said he's going to do it. Two things happen on this one. Anthony Lucas from up tight, he drops right where Drew Aller is going, and then Stevens right into the throw. Watch, Aller looks left to begin with, and right there is Anthony Lucas, right where he wants to go. Turns back late and throws the ball into traffic.
Great catch and a return as well.
Give that one to Danton Lynn. Great call. Put everybody on the line of scrimmage, dropped, and Aller threw it his second look. Wanted to go left, and that's why that guy was a five-star player.
Boy, and how about the return? 42 yards. Sets USC up great shape with 12:15 to go in the half and already leading by 11. First interception on the road, only the second of the year for Aller, and only the fourth of his career. At the 26-yard line. Back to Woody Marks. Nowhere to go this time. Nice job by Kobe King, the inside linebacker, the captain of the defense.
we talked about that half a second more. It's going to be easier to do that for these offensive tackles playing at Michigan or at Minnesota. The crowd noise affected the tackles. They're getting off quicker so far in this game.
Late substitution coming in for Penn State. And so the offense has to hold on until he gets to the sideline. Beeman coming in late. Second down, screen pass, blown up. Zachariah Branch and nothing doing. A.J. Harris was all over it.
Trying to find ways to get Zachariah Branch an explosive speed into this offense. They've gotten the big plays so far, but not with their most explosive player.
No.
Great play by Harris.
I think Zachariah would like to get one out in front of him, moving forward.
He had a post open against Minnesota that was overthrown by Miller Moss. That was the big play that didn't happen last week.
Third down at 13. Penn State looking for a stop to prevent any damage from the interception. And Woody Marks almost took himself out of the play. And it's fourth down.
Yeah, I think Lincoln Riley thinking, can we get this with a run into field goal range? Third and long, didn't want to stress that pass protection.
Well, they've got a guy, Michael Lance. His career long came last week, 54 yards. So he's got the leg. This one's going to be about 45. Transferred from Georgia Southern. 45-yard attempt, trying to take advantage of the interception to put points up. Lance with a kick. That's money. 3 more for the Trojans.
But both defenses have stepped up when they really had to.
Yep.
USC on the first drive, and now after the turnover, the Nittany Lion defense answers with a good stop of their own.
Tomorrow, week 6 of the NFL on CBS, headlined by a can't-miss matchup in Baltimore, featuring rookie sensation Jaden Daniels leading the Commanders against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Now that's a CBS Sports Sunday. We'll get you started for kickoff starting at noon Eastern. The NFL Today with JB and the guys right here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. About the only quarterbacks that aren't starting in the NFL tomorrow that didn't play for Lincoln Riley are Lamar and Jaden.
He's had quite a run.
He has.
If you were a high school quarterback, I think if he saw who's been playing for Lincoln Riley, you might say,
And the guy's playing for him right now is not doing too bad here in the first half. They got it working on the sideline too with a 17-3 lead. Biggest deficit Penn State's found themselves in so far this year, coming in ranked as the number 4 team in the country, and they're in trouble here with 10 minutes to go in the half. Lincoln Riley, the quarterback guru.
Not bad. Last 5 he coached, 3 Heisman Trophy winners, and they're all doing pretty good since then.
Wow, look at that.
Spencer Rattler getting the call for New Orleans, 5 starting quarterbacks. I remember when I went to Purdue, they said, hey, we just coached Bob Greasy and Mike Phipps. I go, okay,
I'm coming.
I'm going. I can do that.
Let's see if Drew Allen now can pick up the Penn State offense. Deep drop over the middle on the run. Got Tyler Warren on the fly, and I think he got a first down.
And that was the question when you're struggling after that first one, that first drive. What do you come back to? Might come back to 44.
Yeah. Mascarenas Arnold made the tackle, but not before he got a first down right in front of our pylon cam, AT&T pylon cam. Said to move the sticks. Katron Allen in the pistol set behind Drew Aller. He'll get the carry. And it's only gone for about a yard. He had to backpedal for that.
6 offensive linemen on the field there that time for Penn State. They brought in Nolan Rucci that time to go in at left guard. And now here he comes out, giving a little bit, another different look to this Penn State defense. 6 up front, a little bit of the style that Michigan used a year ago when they were the physical team to win the national championship.
The defensive front held well, though, for USC on that play. That's an area where they're not very deep. Something that takes a while to build those offensive and defensive lines. That's what they're working on at USC. Here's Katron with Warren out in front, but a nice open field tackle. Sneaking in behind was Jalen Smith. That looked like that was going to be a big gainer.
It did, but watch Anthony Lucas, the defensive end, take on this play and spill it outside right here. Lucas comes into the game. If you don't play physical football, you can't stop the run, and he did.
3rd and 7. Aller to Warren, and again drilled immediately as he hit by Keely Arnold.
Keely Arnold from the safety position. Warren goes out on 3rd down. That's the guy I'd look for.
Yep. They know that they have to know where number 44 is on every snap, and they did.
And that's not easy.
No, it's not. When he's in 6 or 7 different places. But they force a 4th down in a punting situation. Riley Thompson, Zachariah Branch tightening those gloves back inside the 20-yard line, hoping to get his hands on one of these. And he did, but has to have the fair catch around the 18-yard line. Wow, USC a 2-touchdown lead at the midway point of the 2nd quarter. The Trojans in command on their home field. CBS tomorrow, go back on the road with America's new favorite hero. Justin Hartley stars in a new season of Tracker, kicking off CBS Premiere Week starting tomorrow after 60 minutes and streaming on Paramount+. We were wondering about the offensive line of USC, how they'd hold up today. Garrett, pretty well.
Good play calling to know how to use these guys. Not just going straight ahead, but pulling them and getting to the edge. Don't try to take them on. Also asking your tight end, Walker Lyons, the freshman, to help out. Gets a good block. And then at the end, tricky little play to put Mason Murphy into the secondary. Using them in different ways, not asking them to do something they can't do.
1st down USC. Quentin Joyner, the touchdown scorer today with a pickup of 3.
And by doing the variety of the offense that USC is doing, it quieted down those playmakers. Abdul Carter, Denai Dennis Sutton. They're not a big impact when they're having to stop guys going sideways effectively like USC is.
11 yards per play of the Trojan offense so far today. Of course, that's buoyed a little bit by a 75-yard touchdown run, but nonetheless, they're putting up yards and points against a very good defense. Moss, the play fake, and the throw. Little bit high, but catchable, incomplete. Jacoby Lane normally catches those.
Yeah, I think you feel pretty good throwing the ball almost to any level to Jacoby Lane. We saw him down here against Wisconsin. He had that big game. Just can't give him a drop on that one, just a bit high. But when you're throwing to those guys, you go, ooh, he can grab those. Usually he does.
Yep. They'll definitely go back to him at some point. At 6'4", 200, as Gary said, he had some marvelous catches against Wisconsin. And now both teams substituting, so the center judge and the referee get into play, but the play clock is going down to 1.
Yeah, it was Jacoby Lane didn't know he was not in on that package. He left late, and very smartly Penn State substituted even later.
Just under 7 minutes to go in the half. 17-3 USC. Miller Moss, empty backfield. Now he's joined by Quentin Joyner.
Well, here's the play for this offensive line. Can those edge rushers make a play for Penn State?
4 wide receiver group. Joyner now flushes out of the backfield on 3rd down and 7. Moss backpedaling, throws on a crossing route to Lemon. He's not going to get to the 1st down marker. It'll be 4th. Zachy Wheatley brought him down about 3 yards shy
You
of
got
the 1st down.
Figure out what angle they're rushing from. But watch as Carter does a little twist this time and picked up cleanly by Carter's down at the bottom down here. Comes in on the twist, handled well by that offensive line.
He hasn't been a factor today. Not like he has been so far through 5 weeks of the season. Eddie Chapliski to kick, and that's Zion Tracy waiting for Penn State. Getting the football back. They'll have 2 timeouts to play with in a little over 6 minutes, or around 6 minutes in the quarter.
Oh, what a punt.
Gracie's got to backpedal all the way to the 20. Takes it there and is down immediately. Nice job by the special teams. Jalen Smith to get down there and make the tackle. So 5:58 is what Penn State's got to work with. We talked about the quarterbacks at the top of the show. 2 very good ones today, and so far Drew Aller, I think he went 9 straight before he threw an incompletion. 10 out of 13, but not a lot down the field, mostly to Tyler Warren. A touchdown pass for Miller Moss.
Yeah, he's 7 receptions for Tyler Warren.
First drive, they went 14 plays to get a field goal. Since then, only 61 yards, a couple of punts, and a pick. This one is dropped. Julian Fleming had it in his hands and didn't take it with him.
A year ago, this Penn State wide receiver group struggled catching the ball. 28 drops on the season. Thought they had it solved, but Julian Fleming, who was at Ohio State a year ago, wasn't part of that group.
The yards per completion have gone up for Penn State this year, at least in the early part of the season. Last year it seemed like it was a lot of swing passes and short stuff. They really haven't anything down the field yet today either. Second down and 10. Warren was in motion. Settles into the right side. A blitz coming. The throws to Warren. Broke a tackle. Tyler Warren covers the ball with both hands. Gets about 20 before they take him out of bounds.
It's pretty funny. USC was actually pointing to Tyler Warren. There he is right there. He's the guy. There he is. He's hidden right there in the slot. And then he goes out on a swing pass, gets it to him, and then breaks a tackle.
And gets it to the 40-yard line. Back to the ground. Katron Allen for 3. Somebody's helmet came off on the tackle. It was Abasiri, freshman. Tyler Warren, you just joining us. What's he done today? Just about everything. Hasn't made a tackle, but they haven't asked him to. Second down and 7 from the 42. Katron Allen weaving his way about a yard shy of the first down.
He really is a presence when he carries the ball. He just hammers it up in there. I know Nicholas Singleton makes the big plays, but Katron Allen just shows you that physical running thing, just pounding.
220-pounder out of Norfolk, Virginia. Third down in the yard. They're going to throw for it. They go to Warren. Who else? Tyler Warren. They can't bring him down.
Kamari Ramsey that time overran the play. He knew it was coming there. He went for the interception and actually overran it. Watch him come in on the play right there.
Tyler Warren might catch 20 balls before this game's over. Allen loaded up, wanted to go deep. Now he's going to run with it. And he's got a first down and more. Drew Aller all the way down to the 16-yard line.
One more look at the play that Kamari Ramsey made. He tries to run under the play, actually goes past the receiver on it. And then Drew Aller does exactly what James Franklin asked him to do. Can you just give me 6, 7, 8? Just, we don't need you to be a running quarterback.
2 or 3 first downs maybe.
2 or 3 in the game.
He got one there. What's Tyler Warren doing on the sideline?
Yeah, he deserves a blow, doesn't
Trying
he?
to breathe.
Exactly.
Khalil Dinkins will come in and play tight end for 1 snap probably before he gets back out there. Next, Singleton in the backfield at the 15-yard line. Singleton. And nice job by the Trojan defense. They dropped him for a loss of 1.
It was, and that's really the goal. I think it was Nate Clifton that time, number 99, that took on that block. Can those inside tackles and Easton Macarenas Arnold stop the inside run? That gives that defense for USC a chance to kind of get a sack. They've been struggling to get sacks, but they haven't earned the opportunity to sack the quarterback because the running game has been killing them.
Only had 6 sacks through 5 weeks. 2 tight ends in as Warren's back in. Harrison Wallace, the motion man to the top of your screen. Second down and 11. Here comes a blitz. Aller steps up, throws to the corner. Just a little bit too far for Harrison Wallace.
John Humphreys in coverage on the play to Wallace.
I don't think Aller could quite step into this.
No, but I think he got it far enough. But you're correct. He did have to avoid. I think that's reasonable protection.
It was.
Throwing up almost an opportunity. That's really where you want to throw the ball. Was off by maybe a yard.
3rd down and 11. Aller trying to comes up under center for a second. Now backpedals. Play clock winding down. Just got the snap off. Aller throws on the run. Incomplete. Broken up. Tyler Warren, the intended receiver, and it was Zion Branch who was there defensively. It's 4th down.
So this USC defense is ranked 108th in the country in sacks, but they haven't had a lot of 3rd and longs, and not really a lot of teams even trying to throw the ball on them. Teams like Michigan and Minnesota have just been running it at them. So a big stop by that defense. Started with stopping the run on 1st down.
Ryan Barker hit his first one. This one will be from 33 yards out for the left-footed kicker to try to put 3 more on the board for Penn State. And it's up and good inside the right upright. So Barker is the only scoring for Penn State so far, with a couple of field goals back in 30 seconds. CBS Monday. Don't miss the season premiere of NCIS, followed by the premiere of NCIS Origins. 3 back-to-back hours starting Monday at 8, 7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. 64-yard drive in 10 plays, a little over 3 minutes. But again, the USC defense stiffens and forces a field goal.
So what looks odd here when you look at the stats, I mean, USC is running the ball. Penn State is getting their yards passing.
That's right.
You would have thought it would be just the opposite.
Penn State will receive the second half kickoff, too, if you're wondering about our 3rd quarter. Zachariah Branch on the kick return. He got pelted at the 21-yard line. James Franklin has been here before with 5-0 starts. This is the 4th straight season, which is a school record to start the season 5-0, but a 10-3 finish, 11-2, and then a 7-6 going back to 2021. The problems have been Michigan and Ohio State. There is no Michigan on the schedule this year. Their Ohio State game is at home in Happy Valley. But first things first, they're trailing here by 11.
Well, let's be honest, the front end of this schedule for Penn State has been a little soft. It's ranked so far 106th in the country, whereas USC's is 15th so far.
USC's got 1 timeout to work with. Miller Moss getting some pressure, throwing on the run. Nice throw and catch. Jacoby Lane. Gary mentioned this.
Yeah, going to Michigan. That Minnesota team's a lot better than people think. Remember, they almost beat Michigan at Michigan in that game.
The 2-minute timeout will help USC here if they choose to work it that way, with just 1 timeout left. 2nd down and 2.
I think they are going to run it down to the 2-minute. Remember, Penn State will get the ball to start the second half.
Yep. They're going to snap it and get the completion. So they get a 2-for-1, a first down and the stoppage of the clock. Nice. That one, Mekhi Lemon.
Nice pluck by Mekhi Lemon that time. Coming in, stopping, using his hands. Watch how he puts those thumbs together, collects it. Beautiful play.
So USC driving again. They've got 17 points and they're looking for more when we come back. Coming up on the Geico halftime report, PJ's got a nice lid down there. Rick and Adam, AT, they'll break down the first half and catch us up on the rest of today's action, and they'll do a little dance. AT was perfect here at the LA Coliseum for Notre Dame, 2-0. Notre Dame will be back out here on Thanksgiving weekend for another Notre Dame USC matchup.
You go 2-0 here, you're allowed to dance.
Yes,
right?
you are. You can dance all you want. The guys will wipe the sweat from their brows and be along with you in a couple minutes. If you're a USC fan, you're dancing right now with a 17-6 lead. And a first down and one more timeout to work with. Now we're set. From the 37-yard line. Moss, a toss out to Marks with blockers in front. Woody Marks made the move, still on the run. Woody Marks all the way down to the 30-yard line. Another big gainer for number 4.
All right, watch how a play caller can take a weakness and turn it into a strength. The matchup, their best pass rusher against a weak offensive tackle, run a screen at him. Do something besides just saying, hey, come on, Elijah, block their best player every play. Good play call.
33 more yards on the screen pass with the blockers out in front beautifully and all the way to the 30-yard line. 51 straight games with a catch. That's the longest in college football. Of course, a lot of that was at Mississippi State in 4 years, but then there's been more than 20 of them here in his initial season with USC. 135 and a half. Now it's Woody on the ground and picked up a couple more, maybe 3. Abdul Carter on a tackle. We know their field goal kickers range, and they're in it right now. And they're letting the clock run. Second down and 7 as Penn State changes up some personnel defensively.
Denied Dennis Sutton back on the field. Another one of those havoc makers for this Penn State defense.
So the center judge finally backs away. Some valuable seconds there on Tom Allen's substitution defensively. A little chess game going on between the offense and the defensive coordinator of Penn State. Down to 50 seconds. Why they snapped it. And Woody Marks. First and goal, USC.
I think Lincoln Riley may have.
He might have been right when he told me he was.
I'm not arguing with him.
Not anymore.
We got it.
Wow.
Right up the gut. Is there a flag on the play?
17-yard pickup.
Personal foul. Illegal low block. Offense. Number 85. 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Remains second down.
You saw it right there.
Lyons.
Walker Lyons comes across. And again, going low. Emphasis this year. Was that Abdul Carter that he got?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
That's the second one of those calls we've had today. And he just said, are you kidding me? So that negates a big gainer. And now it's going to be second down and 22.
Yeah, those were points on the board taken off with that call.
Quentin Joyner comes in. He's got 2 touchdowns today. Woody Marks has done a lot of the work. Joyner in there as a receiver now to the bottom of the screen. Miller Moss pressure coming from behind. Middle screen. Zachariah Branch trying to weave his way. Got some positive yardage. Back inside the 35 anyway. Still a timeout to go. Clock's running. I guess they're going to just take the field goal. Let's go back to the previous play and the penalty. Gene Steratore is going to come in with us on this one. Gene.
Yeah, by rule, you can't block below the waist unless you're at 10 and 2. If the ball is in the tackle box and the block occurs, we can see that he's in the tackle box by his left hand, and it's a really close play, guys. I know Lincoln Riley's not real happy with it, and it really is right on the edge of where that contact is initiated. You can make a case for sure for that knee getting hit right away, but then there's another part of the body that's right at the waist. Close call, but you know they're really emphasizing anything on those low blocks right now for safety purposes.
Gene, just a bit more clarity. If it was deemed that he was in the tackle box, would it have been a legal block?
I don't know, Gary, because you're taking a 10 and 2, right? You've got to be head up or facing that defender at 10 and 2, kind of on a face of a clock. So you really want to make sure that you're squared up within the framework of that defender. This is a little bit to the side as well.
Great, thanks, Gene.
USC hasn't converted on a third down today, and they got a long one here. Third down and 13. They don't want this in the field of play, or they won't get a chance for a field goal. And now whistle stop play anyway.
Timeout, Penn State.
Penn State takes the timeout. So USC out of timeouts. In field goal range, I guess. Don't forget, we're just 17 seconds away from the Geico halftime report.
Ness, I do think that they have time to throw the ball anywhere and get up there.
And spike it?
And spike it.
17 seconds?
Well, you can't because it'd be fourth down.
That's right.
That's right. So they can't do that. That's the only option.
Yeah.
You have to get it out of bounds or you have to get it past the first down marker.
Boy, this would be huge if Penn State can stop this.
Yeah, it was a huge penalty.
Because USC was guaranteed a field goal.
Yep.
And maybe a touchdown upcoming because they had it down around the 10-yard line before the low block penalty. 3rd and 13. See what Miller Moss has got up his sleeve. Throws to the outside, and there it is out of bounds to Joyner at the 30.
Well, you can tell what USC talked about in the huddle. No matter who we throw it to, it's got to be wide, and whoever catches it, we don't need a hero run here. We need one to the sideline.
And that'll bring out Michael Lance. He hit from 45 earlier. And this will be a 47-yard attempt to try to make it 20-6. Michael Lance from 47. Yes, got it. 7 seconds remaining in the half, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. Nice mix up on a 49-yard drive in 7 plays. A little over 2.5 minutes to get 3 more points. Could have been worse, though, for the Penn State defense had they given up a touchdown. CBS Sports celebrates Hispanic and Latina pioneers of change and recognizes the history, cultures, traditions, and impact of these communities during Hispanic Heritage Month. Just 7 seconds left. Nick Singleton standing on the goal line for Penn State, awaiting Lance's kick. Unless he decides to field one, if Lance gives him a chance, there probably won't be any more offense for Penn State this half. But he did give him one to field from about the 1-yard line. Singleton broke a tackle, got out around the 23, and there's 1 tick left.
Both teams over 200 yards in total offense, but the fact that USC has been able to run the ball effectively, one of them was a reverse kind of a finesse play, but good enough so that those pass rush for Penn State could not tee off.
Woody Marks as a receiver, as a runner, that screen pass, part of that got negated, but man, look at that, 147.
And his heads up play on that flea flicker when he did not throw it back to the quarterback.
Smartest play of the game.
Yep.
1 play left, barring a defensive penalty, and it's Nick Singleton for about a yard. And the first half comes to a close. Boy, people that are just tuning in were looking at that score going, I thought Penn State was ranked 4th in the country. Hey, it's the Big Ten on the road, and it's in the Coliseum where USC plays very well. And another good first half performance by the Trojans as they head to the locker room with a 2-touchdown advantage. Penn State will get the second half kickoff. That guy's done his work, Tyler Warren. And Jennings with James Franklin.
Coach, this is not the position you want to be in at the half. What isn't working?
Yeah, we just haven't been consistent, specifically on 3rd down. We knew coming into this game that they were a really good 3rd down team on offense and defense. We got to be more consistent on 3rd down and stay on the field.
You knew that this was going to be a challenge. Other than staying consistent, what can you do for this offense to get it going?
Yeah, we need a few explosive plays as well. There's no doubt about it. We got to get our defense off the field and create some momentum. But we'll do that in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see if they do. That pretty much sums it up. The first half, end of the half. 20-6, USC in front. We'll send you down to Adam Zucker and Company for the Geico halftime report right after these messages. Home Depot Big Ten on CBS enters quarter number 3. USC at home leading 20-6. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler, Garrett Anderson, Jenny Dell, Dean Sterator. James Franklin told us yesterday, a desperate team is a dangerous team.
Right.
USC was desperate for a win, and they're dangerous right now.
They have, and they've stopped the running game for Penn State. They've been able to play physical football. Singleton and Katron Allen, both of them, 7 carries each, less than 50 yards. The long gain for them, the first play of the game, 10 yards. In fact, Drew Aller has the long rush of the game. That's not the way Penn State plays football.
Not at all. So Penn State will get the ball to start the second half. Trailing by 2 touchdowns. Coming in as the number 4 team in the country. Favored to win this game on the road. And they've run into a USC team that has played a first half. This is the 3rd time we've seen them. That's the best first half they've played so far this year when we've watched them.
That's for sure. They were even behind here to Wisconsin by 11 points.
Yes. So Michael Lance has got it teed up. James Franklin's 5-0 Nittany Lions. Let's see what they can do in the second half. And Penn State will let it go and bring it out to the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at the Modelo game changer. Keeping number 11 in check is a big way to help win a ball game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches will tell you if we're going to lose, let's try to take away their best player at least. I mean, let's let somebody else beat us. And that's what Lincoln Riley has done with a variety of ways to take Abdul Carter out of the game, whether double teaming him or going screen right behind him. Good game plan for USC against their playmaker, Abdul Carter.
Drew Aller, 12 out of 18, 124. And an interception. Still looking for a touchdown. The Nittany Lions. Down the middle he goes, and that's a strike to Tyler Warren again on the first down.
That time, Drew Aller had enough time. He looked out wide, wanted to throw it to the wide side of the field, came back to his comfort, his blanket right there. That's the guy he likes to throw the ball to.
Yep. I said earlier, and you might have thought I was crazy, people that are watching, he might have 20 catches by the time the game's over. He's got 10.
Yeah. They may need all 20.
Yes, exactly. They haven't been down by this many points this year. Center judge in the way. Drew Aller wait until he clears out. Nick Singleton withdrew in the backfield on first down. And it's Singleton. And a nice job by Lucas to wrap him up at the line of scrimmage. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, guys, remember, Lincoln Riley told us that he wanted to challenge the soul of this team earlier this week, and that's what he saw in the first half. He said they were motivated, they were hungry, and they went out and were confident in that performance. But he said, remember, we put ourselves in positions to win games before. We just need to finish in this one. Offensively, he said we need to stay out of 3rd and long. Defensively, keep an eye on Tyler Warren.
They haven't been in really that many 3rd down situations, which has helped them, too. Stay ahead of the 3rd down. You don't have to worry about 3rd down. This is 2nd down and 9. Aller going to get hit as he throws, but he throws a beauty, and it's a first down to Harrison Wallace.
Yeah, look, just a flick that time. The 6'5" Drew Aller, bump and run coverage to the outside, little stem inside, just knocks down Greedy Vance on the play. Physical ball, but a perfect throw.
And a 19-yard pickup. Aller looking for more, getting some heat. Throws on the run, completes another first down, this time to Nick Singleton. So good-looking drive for Penn State.
So you said to your quarterback, could you lose 10 pounds so you can just evade and save us a couple times? Watch what he does right here. This is a pass rush. Evade, keep your eyes downfield, and do it. That's all you have to do if you're playing the quarterback position and throwing the ball downfield.
Singleton goes for a first down. And now Drew Aller as a receiver again and it's going to be a double pass. Aller loads, fires deep. Man, there is Warren. Got it! Touchdown, Penn State. The 2-quarterback system worked that time. Rabula back to Aller, downfield to Warren, touchdown.
I mean, Drew Aller, you get the shift to the outside. The ball is snapped on the left side. It's almost an offensive tackle snapping the ball. It wasn't Warren snapping the ball? Yes, it was. Tyler Warren snapped the ball, and then he caught the ball. You don't see that very often, a center catching a touchdown pass.
Extra point coming up. We've seen a little bit of everything from Penn State's offense as Barker knocks in the extra point. That is the way you want to open up the third quarter.
Yeah, again, he's playing center, but he is not covered. The two people to the outside is making him eligible. So once he snapped, this is like playing flag football right here. If you go to the flag football field, you'll see this play all day.
We told you number 44 would play a lot of spots. I wasn't planning on center, but he's right in the center of the end zone with a touchdown. A 75-yard drive in 5 plays. Touchdown Penn State. Andy Kotelnicki, the mad scientist, offensive coordinator for Penn State.
Yeah, this is a flag football formation right here, but it's eligible because here are the 4 backs. So the tight end on the play is right there. He's centering the ball as a tight end.
He's not in the center. He's at the edge of the formation and then straight down the field, and Aller loads and fires. Good coverage, but a great catch.
That's one of those where you have to warn the officials prior to the game that we have a play that not a lot of people have seen before.
I've never seen it before. Number 44 all over.
And all things considered, it covered pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of coverages that accounts for the center on the play.
So, a 1-score game now. USC back on offense. Take you back to the whole play and where Tyler Warren was and how he got where he went.
Yep, left-handed. USC goes, there's 4 guys out there. There's 3. He's still eligible. He was the tight end, and right at the end of the play, they realize it. But he kind of makes the play, bobbles it, comes down juggling, and still catches it. And he's still on his way to 20. That's 11 for 140.
He might have been all conference in 4 positions. First down, USC. Woody Marks met head on. No gain that time, maybe a loss.
Abdul Kyler got blocked right into the play that time. He was stunting in. Elijah Page kind of takes him right in. Watch it, right side of the formation, stunts in. Page takes him down the line of scrimmage and into the play.
Head on with Woody Marks. Makes it 2nd down and long. Receiver group for Miller Moss. Quick throw, catch, and breaking the tackle is Lemon. Kyle Lemon.
This is why this guy reminds me of Mac Jones, the one we recovered for those years at Alabama, the 1st-round draft pick. Now he's playing in Jacksonville, but throwing these seam passes. Miller Moss does that as well as anybody in college football.
Kyle Lemon lost his helmet at the end of the play. He'll come out, but he comes out with a 30-yard gain. And right back into Penn State territory goes the Trojans.
And he loves, Miller Moss does, throwing the ball against zone. Completed one early against zone. He saw man-to-man after that for the rest of the half.
Marks stops, stutters, and Carter's got him again. Although the play was originally made by Zane Durant.
It was. One of those 3 guys up front that I call havoc players. Dennis Sutton, Durant, and Carter. I mean, those 3 guys can penetrate, blow up those running plays before they get started.
Carter doesn't have a sack today. Came in with 3 to lead the team. Penn State as a team, 13 sacks coming in to this one today. But Miller Moss has been pretty clean so far. They're chasing him here, and he's got to throw it on the run and throw it away. The closest receiver, I guess, was Jacoby Lane.
That time, Kyron Hudson, number 10, comes in to help and chip on the left side of the formation. Just a little chip on Carter, but to the right side, you get Durant coming in and forcing the quarterback into a no play.
USC has not converted a third down today. 0 for 4, and this is third down and 11. Woody Marks comes in to flank Miller Moss in what was an empty backfield. Heat coming, might have a holding call.
Sure do.
And the throw is deuce on the loose, but it's coming back, I think.
So the quick pass rush gave Mason Murphy a lot of trouble last week against Minnesota, and the speed off the edge this time gets him. He's forced to hold.
Negates a big gainer.
Holding. Offense. Number 4. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Third down.
Called it on Marks.
Yep.
Marks is going to help to the outside, but watch the edge come in and get the play.
Jalen Reed's going to be the guy that he holds right there.
Yeah, right off the edge, grabs him. I thought it was Mason Murphy. It was Marks.
And it negates a 42-yard pass play. So that's a killer. Still third down, but third down and 21 back on your own side of the field of the 50.
Oh, there we go again.
Third and 26 upcoming. Boy, what a huge difference in a couple of plays.
False start. Offense on the 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Call it on Alani Noah. This was a good-looking drive until back-to-back penalties.
Miller Moss flashes out on that play to get outside. When he scrambles to his right, he is very dangerous.
Third and 26. They'll keep it on the ground to Woody Marks. Makes a move, gets back across midfield into the 48-yard line of Penn State. So a good-looking run, even though it's going to be fourth down here.
Yep. Marks has made one not-so-great play on the whole, but the rest of the game he's been perfect. Let's put it this way, Woody Marks is what he's been.
He's been Joquavius, his real name, Joquavius. Chapliski to punt. That is Zion Tracy inside the 10. Low snap handled. They came some pressure on the corner, but he got it away and bounces perfectly for the Trojans inside the 10. Second time today, he's been a happy punter. That's what you're out there to do, and he did it perfectly. Penn State trailing and in a hole when we come back. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS is sponsored by Marriott, State Farm, Pepsi Zero Sugar, and by Chewy. Great Rose Bowl 2017, 52-49. Sam Darnold had 5 touchdown passes, 453 yards in that game. Sam, the Minnesota Viking quarterback, with an off week, and led the team out today. That Rose Bowl was something else. Over 1,000 yards of offense, over 100 points, which was a granddaddy to them all record. And it ended on the last second field goal, 52-49. That's the last time these two teams have met until today. And of course, fresh fun facts presented by Fresh Pets. More Heisman Trophy winners than any other school. Mike Garrett, O.J. Simpson, the late Charles White, Marcus Allen, Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, Caleb Williams, left to right. Pretty good group.
Pretty good memory.
First down, Penn State. I don't know if there was confusion there, but it's an option anyway, and only about a 2-yard gain for Singleton.
Yeah, Sam Green that time, number 44 on the end line at that time. and USC's defense is rotating their players. Remember, they got tired in the fourth quarter before, and they got pounded late. This time, Danton Lynn is rotating early, trying to keep that front fresh for that fourth quarter.
And again, as you look in the Coliseum,
unbalanced,
and two quarterbacks again. Bo Prabila and Drew Aller, and the throws to Singleton on the short pass, going to bring up third down. Hard to keep track of all the formations we've seen on offense for Penn State today. More importantly, the crowd's waking up here as we approach 3 o'clock Pacific time and waking up for their defense on a big third down here for Penn State. Third and a long 2.
Two safeties back. They're daring Penn State to run the ball here.
And they will, and they get the first down. Katron Allen needed a couple, got about 4.
3rd and 3, 2 deep safeties. Usually the teams nowadays have a check with me type play, a run and a pass called. The quarterback comes out, looks what's deep, and says, they got 2 back there, I'm going to trust that offensive line.
As Gary said earlier, Drew Aller, the first half had the longest run, and now we got Tyler Warren playing quarterback again. Nope, he's going to get out of there. He was momentarily.
How do they have enough time to practice all this?
I don't know. Aller, off play action, fires deep middle, got a man wide open, and it's all the way down to the 49-yard line. Harrison Wallace.
Play action pass. Starts out with a different look. Little motion by Evans going across the formation. Time with the play action pass, and then he just stops in the area right there, and Drew Aller lays it. Doesn't lead him. Throws it where the opening is.
And this time, Tyler Warren blocking. And he can do that too. 25-yard pickup.
Pair of 44s right there.
First down at the 48-yard line. Make it the 47. They fake the pitch. Aller fires. Got Warren on the run. Tyler Warren trying to collar him. They do, but not till he gets to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, a wheel route this time. Warren lines up in the H-back position, comes to the flat, and then down the sideline. If you got a good player, hard to take him away if you've got a play caller that says, I want to get it to my best guy.
So a 34-yard pickup, and now to the corner, and first and goal, Amari Evans.
How about this throw? Amari Evans comes in, fakes the post, steps in it, throw it. Well, look at the throw. Wow. Nowhere else but right there.
Carlos Nicholson was right on him, but he dropped a dime on Amari Evans, and it's first and goal, Penn State.
You know, this USC secondary has not seen a lot of deep target throws against them. Playing Michigan, playing Wisconsin, playing Minnesota, nobody's really attacked this secondary the way that Penn State is right now.
Katron Allen straight up the middle. Got to the 1. I think that's it. Second down to goal. Mason Cobb was one of the first guys to get to him.
2 tight ends in the slot. Whoa, that's forced inside. Cobb is right there to clean it up.
Penn State trying to tie this game up at the 5-minute mark, third quarter. They started this drive at their own 10-yard line. Second and goal at the 1.
Same look the other way.
Allen straight up the middle. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. We're an extra point away from a tie game.
So at the end of the half, Coach Franklin told our Jenny Dell, we need an explosive play. They got that. Then they come back and play some power football. This says a lot about this Penn State team. The quarterback, Drew Aller, overcomes an interception, continues to throw the ball down the field, and they use their playmaker in a lot of creative ways to move it on that drive again.
They had gains of 25 and 34, so there's your explosive plays on the drive. And then the capper was a short one from 1 yard out. Extra point by Ryan Barker. Up and good.
We haven't seen a pressure point established like this in a long time, where you take a tight end and make him the center of your offense, and it opens up everything else.
90-yard drive and 8 plays. 2 possessions this half for Penn State. 2 touchdowns this half. Penn State, we're even at 20. Game trends presented by the all-electric Cadillac Lyriq. Penn State, USC. Quentin Joyner, a 75-yard touchdown run and a 9-yard touchdown reception. Tyler Warren has been unbelievable. 12 receptions, 187 yards, a touchdown on their first touchdown drive of this third quarter.
12 receptions, 5 blocks, everything.
Everything. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, guys, Trojans receiver Deuce Robinson's been in the injury tent for about 10 minutes now. It seems like the trainers are working on his hamstring. He was grabbing at that hammy in that last series when he was running off the field. I'll update you when I get more. All
right, Jenny, thanks. That was probably on that 42-yard reception that was called back with a holding call, negated what could have been the long gainer for Deuce. So now we're 20-20 with 4:42 to go, third quarter. Osu's kick. Branch camps under it, 2 yards deep. Zachariah's going to bring it out. And they're going to drop him before he even gets to the 20-yard line. So nice coverage down there on the special teams. Jakari Nelson to make the stop. Quarterbacks, Drew Aller warmed up on that last series, that's for sure. 20-26.
You know, he's had 1 interception, but it was a reasonable throw. He looked one way, trying to hit the crossing routes. That stuff happens. Stay in the game. Close to 300 yards, 20 for 26. The guy just completes like 70% of his passes every game.
So now pressure back on USC. They had a comfortable 2-touchdown lead, but now a Penn State defense that hasn't allowed any points this season in the third quarter. USC is going to try to change that right here with 4:37 to go. Moss down the middle. Oh, he almost threw it right to Abdul Carter. He actually did. He dropped it.
It would have been a good catch, but it was catchable. He does not. He drops this time from that position. Those are tough to see when you're a quarterback. You're looking behind him, and oh, that wasn't even a hard one.
No.
That would have hit him in the forehead.
Yep. And remember, he moved for the most part to defensive end this year from the linebacker spot where he was used to dropping like that. But he dropped that ball, and it would have been a huge turnover deep in USC territory.
He's that middle linebacker here.
Play fake, deep ball, and broken up, intended for Branch. Nice coverage by Zion Tracy back there.
Yep, good coverage, decent throw, but better coverage. Man-to-man coverage. They know that Miller Moss is a good zone-throwing quarterback. They challenge it, and this time Tracy is right in phase and knocks it out of the hand.
Not to keep harping on it, but USC came in 4th in the Big Ten in third down percentage conversion at 52%.
Absolutely.
And they're 0 for today, 0 for 5. And this one's 3rd and 10. Here they come. Moss throws, and he got it there. Is it a first down?
Looks
complete
short.
to Jacoby Lane.
Looks like he fell back.
Ooh, he got a good spot,
yes,
maybe.
Yes, he did. He might have.
Cam Miller in coverage.
Yeah, his knees were down when he caught it. So even though he fell back.
He got it.
Yes. You know, maybe in the NFL that would have been short, but here when he was touched, he was down because he had his knee down when he caught it. Big play by Miller Moss, again going to his right with the free rusher.
First down, blitz coming off the edge. He's in trouble, and down he goes, and it's Carter. his 4th of the year.
Well, this time, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be right. It is Mason Murphy. Right side, right tackle. Again, that speed rush gives him problems. And number 11, watch him turn on the Jets right there. Never touches him.
What a change of pace, huh?
Yes, it was.
Now, when you're wearing that number 11, that's something special over the years for Penn State. There's been some great players wear number 11, and he's another one. 2nd down and 14. Moss completes it, and that's Kyron Hudson. It'll make the 3rd down a little more manageable. Number 11 putting some heat on again. Here's some of those 11s I was talking about. LeVar Arrington, Micah Parsons, Abdul Carter. It's a special number to wear. LeVar Arrington's son being recruited by Penn State.
I think Coach Franklin went to his high school game last night.
Yep. I don't know if he's as good as his daddy. It's hard to be, but he apparently is a blue chipper.
Get a scholarship offer from Penn State. Pretty good.
3rd down and 6. Woody Marks will flush out of the backfield. Moss has time, throws on a crossing route. And a nice stop made by Jalen Reed, or it would have been a 1st down.
Tracked him all the way. He knew where the down marker was, started deep, followed the crossing route on the play. Jalen Reed deep. He knows the ball is thrown short, and he comes up. A sure tackle is going to save it, and he doesn't.
Tried to throw a stiff arm out there, Makai Lemon, but it wasn't enough.
Got him by the back of the jersey, but obviously the way that tackle was, that's not a horse collar at all.
Eddie Czaplicki will have to punt it away. Fair catch taken around the 16 by Tracy. So Penn State, 2 possessions this quarter, 2 touchdowns this quarter. Their next possession, if they score, would give them the lead for the first time today.
Adam Zucker with this Jeep update. We told you at halftime Mississippi State was making it interesting and guys.
All right, Zuck, thanks. Here, 2020. Tyler Warren, number 44, in the middle of that huddle. What a day so far, and we've still got a quarter plus to go.
Yeah, you know, we talk about can you stop their best player? Well, the answer for this USC team is no. Too many ways to get this tight. I get the feeling sometimes that, like, Travis Kelce's going to look at this package and go, come on, Andy, don't you have anything like this for me to do? Look at this. I could do all of this stuff. Well, Tyler Warren is lined up everywhere, and he has kept his defense off balance. Even when he's half covered, he makes the juggling catch.
Wow. What a day for number 44. I misspoke going to break. If they score on this trip, it wouldn't be the first time they led. It was 3-0 at the beginning of the game.
Oh.
But it's intercepted on the tip ball. Picked off. Mascarenas Arnold.
But Kamari Ramsey, number 7, is the guy that gets his hand on it to break up the play. Watch number 7 get his hand on the ball for the interception. He's right here. First down pass, looking left, comebacks right, and there he is. Jumps in front of the play, makes the play. Almost could have intercepted it himself, but in the play, trying to throw to the other tight end that time. Dinkins, man, should not have done it, but a nice finish on that play by Easton Mascarenas Arnold.
So Drew Aller comes in with 3 career interceptions, and he's got 2 today.
Both times he started out one way, turned back the other way to throw, both times picked off.
Miller Moss, to see if they go for the score after the turnover. They were thinking about it and intended for Lemon. And they're looking for an interference call and don't get it. Elliott Washington was in coverage.
I think Miller Moss was trying to throw a back shoulder here. Let's see if there's enough contact. Well, he got his hands off, but I can see both sides saying that's a fair deal.
Tried to throw a back shoulder, but there was only one shoulder available. It was the wrong one.
The crowd react to it. Man-to-man coverage, back shoulder throw into the end zone. We saw you know, those plays have been made around here before. We saw Jacoby Lane do one.
Yep. Against Wisconsin. Play clock winding down. Second down and 10. Back to the ground. Lee Marks only got about a yard or so. Let's go back to the previous play for our AT&T pylon cam. This will give us a good look.
I feel like both guys are fighting against the other, and I think that's a good no call.
A little hand fighting going on. Elliot Washington said, "Who, me?" No way. And Ian Lemon, a little jawing going on. Third down and 8. USC trying to take advantage of Drew Aller's interception. From the 22-yard line. They need to get to the 14 for a first down. Moss near side to Branch, incomplete.
Again, Moss tries to go back shoulder, feels that time Zachariah Branch is covered too well. Remember, Branch does not have the size to go up and go 50-50, so he's hoping he'll see the ball to the outside, stop and catch it.
Landed at the 4-yard line. Branch landed at the 3.
Give some credit to that Penn State defense. They went man-to-man. They went bumped and run, and they said, we're going to challenge these great receivers that USC does, and they came away with a win.
Lance has hit his other field goals today. This will be from 39 for the lead, and he's got it up and good.
Another turnover that is stopped and held to a field goal. This Penn State defense did their job.
Lead back to USC, back in 30 seconds.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
After the Mascarenas-Arnold interception, Penn State's defense stiffens up. 4 plays and only 2 yards picked up by USC before the 39-yard field goal, but they do have the lead back 23-20 with 28 seconds remaining third quarter. 28 seconds away from lighting.
I don't know what was crazier, the first quarter or the third quarter.
I don't know. They're both pretty nuts. Lighting the Olympic torch.
I think anytime you snap the ball with your tight end at the end man line of scrimmage, that takes the tiebreak.
Yeah, I think so. So Penn State down 3. It's finally here. New comedy from the brains behind The Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon. George and Mandy's First Marriage premieres this Thursday here on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Jenny Dell.
Guys, talking to Drew Aller coming into this one, he had those 3 interceptions. I asked if you remembered them all. Without hesitation, he rattled off Indiana, Ole Miss, Bowling Green, the exact moment, down in distance. You best believe he's going to add these to the list. He's emotional on the sideline, his face in a towel. Guys, his first collegiate game with multiple interceptions.
That's very true and very unlike Drew. Here's a shovel pass to Tyler Warren.
So one of the problems with taking Tyler Warren away, like why can't you do it? One of the reasons is USC doesn't have their best matchup player playing in this game. Eric Gentry, we saw him, 6'6", linebacker type, would be all over the field covering this guy. Got hurt in the Wisconsin game and still not around.
He was a monster in that game with forced fumbles, fumble recovery, sacks. There he is, number 18. They would love to have him out there.
Yeah, he's as important to this USC defense as Warren is to the offense for the Penn State football team.
We played 3. Fourth quarter should be a lot of fun. At least 3 quarters have been. 23-20 as we head to the 4th. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS heads into the fourth quarter, and as is always the case at the end of the third quarter during that break, the Olympic flame is ignited, and that'll be lit again permanently 4 years from now here at the LA Coliseum. But now we got a 3-point game with 15 to go in regulation.
And Dan Lynn continues to rotate those players up front for USC. 4 new players up front.
Straight ahead on the run is Katron Allen. Good gain. And a first down.
Yeah, just slam it. That's what Allen does best. Running behind his shoulder pads, his knees, always delivering the blow. Kind of fell forward and knocked Prophet Brown backward.
Got about 2 extra yards when he lowered that shoulder and had a lead block from you-know-who, Tyler Warren.
That counts.
First down at the 37, full backfield. And a little jump cut by Katron Allen that time. A little nifty move instead of power. And a good gain before Anthony Lucas brings him down.
So if there was an offensive line or a power running game that could win the game, I thought it was going to be Penn State's. And it looks like right now they've been loosened up with Tyler Warren's playing all over the field. Now they just go right at him a couple plays.
Katron fumbled and grabbed it before it hit the turf on that carry. Ioane in big number 71 in motion. Allen throws complete. Tyler Warren first down and more, banging his way, still going across the 40-yard line.
And we got a late flag back here behind the play. Anthony Lucas leaves the field with that ankle that Jenny told you about earlier.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty, batted only in the run. First down.
So that's 17 yards and then 15 more.
Coming around the corner. Oh, yeah. Actually, I think his ankle kind of gave out and he fell into the quarterback at the same time.
You're right.
It was his left ankle, and that's what caused the play, hitting the quarterback below the legs. But there might have been a half a reason for it, for sure. Watch as he turns that corner and then kind of loses his footings and falls right into the back of the leg of Drew Aller right away. Just turn around and look at the referee, and Drew Aller gets the call.
So that's a 32-yard pickup. And now we got Prabula in at quarterback again. Aller in the slot. And a lot of motion and a false start.
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Drew Shelton with the false start. Gene, let's go back to that play before that.
Yeah, Brad, we're always protecting the quarterback, and contact below the knee is a foul, but it has to be forcible. There, I thought Anthony Lucas grazed the back of Aller's leg, but to me, I didn't feel like he had driven himself with contact below the knee. I would have preferred to see them pass on that one, quite honestly.
All right, Gene, thanks. So 1st and 15 after the false start.
Tom Brady would have got that call, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, right. Allen.
Back
wide open.
Plays.
Warren, 1st and goal.
How can that be? The play before on the penalty, Tyler Warren is wide open for his 13th catch, and now his 14th catch, he's wide open again. I mean, the guy's good, but you got to kind of half cover him.
21 more yards. It's 1st and goal just inside the 10 at the 9. And straight up the middle is Nick Singleton for maybe 3. Said to Danton Lynn, the defensive coordinator at USC, you got to sort of know where number 44 is on every play.
Well,
and he agreed, but I don't know. They're losing him.
We all know where he is right now, but you got to cover. He's wide open on the play.
Anthony Donka is the right tackle that's down. We'll check on him, and the 2nd down and goal coming up when we come back. And here we go. Joyner in a foot race with a secondary at Penn State, and he won it. 9 yards, second time number 0's been in the end zone today.
Throws downfield, Warren, he reaches up in the end zone. He's there, he's got it, touchdown, Penn State.
A look at our IHG hotels and resorts game recap. The Tyler Warren Show, 15 catches so far. Marks and Joyner 161 on the ground, including the touchdown, and Aller with a couple interceptions.
Here's the first play. You want to get there, coming in motion right there. Tyler Warren right here going out, wide open, gets it to him. Little creativity on the first play. Second one, same thing, a little bit of motion. Cross, throw it wide, and wide open on the wheel again. That's 3 wheel routes for number 44.
Second and goal, up to the line in a hurry. Down to the 5 goes Katron Allen.
Well, this USC defense got to stop going the other direction in the first quarter. They need one badly right here.
Most receiving yards in a single game. Number 2 on the list right now is Tyler Warren.
I think I could safely ask a question. Who do you think is going to be the second team All-American tight end this year?
Third and goal. Drew Aller backpedaling. Crossing route. Tyler Warren stopped them at a 4-yard line.
There's their best player in that secondary, Kamari Ramsey again. Tracking number 44 exactly the way you should. Remember, he batted down the play for the interception before. This time, he just tracks number 44. No pick that time. They tried to run Kamari Ramsey, but they do not. And another good tackle to force the field goal. Good stop.
A chip shot. Barker has hit his previous field goals. This one will be a 20-yard attempt to try to tie the game again. Ryan Barker, left hash, the left foot. The kick is good.
And that's 2 great stops by this USC defense in the red zone. This Penn State team, 80% TD conversion in the red zone, 9th in the nation. That USC defense, 2 of them to force field goals.
The last one. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS is sponsored by United Airlines, Progressive, Fresh Pets, and by Jersey Mike Subs. Coliseum in Los Angeles. What a game we've got going. Don't forget, later in the game, it's going to be the play of the game, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. I wonder if Tyler Warren will be a part of that. I don't know.
How could he not be? Lincoln Riley is foray here into the Big Ten. He's had a lot of close games. The Wisconsin one was the only one and wasn't close, and that was at halftime down 11.
Right.
Besides that, Michigan game down to the end. Minnesota game down to the end. Here we are in the fourth quarter here, 23-23.
75,250 are looking on a sun-drenched afternoon. It's about 3:30 local time, and we got 10:50 very important minutes and seconds remaining here in this Big Ten big-time matchup between James Franklin's Nittany Lions and Lincoln Riley's Trojans. And Zachariah Branch will just let it go over his head, bring it out to the 25-yard line. Is team spirit in your blood? You can prove it. Join Abbott and the Big Ten in the largest blood donation competition in our lifetime. Sign up for the We Give Blood Drive today at big10.org/Abbott. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore, our CBS crew at the Coliseum with just under 11 to go in regulation. Last meeting, 1991. And unranked USC beat number 5 Penn State in that one. And The last meeting was in the Rose Bowl in 2017, 52-49 USC. Trojans with the ball back and a throwback to Woody Marks on the screen. And Woody down the sideline. Looks like he's going to get 10 before he's pushed out of bounds by Jalen Reed.
Yeah, really good a drive starter for Lincoln Riley. A little bit of a twist, helping that offensive line roll out one way, throw back. All things considered, that Penn State defense held it, 10 yards, reasonable.
Our first down at the 35. Only 3 first downs this half to 12 for Penn State. And they need to string some together here at the 10-minute mark. Blitz coming. Marks runs by it. Got about 7 more.
So you can almost feel that Lincoln Riley, following in the footsteps of what Penn State's doing with Tyler Warren, is going, I think he's my best player. I want to get the ball to Woody Marks right here, right?
I'll never argue with Lincoln Riley. I tried to in the meeting yesterday, but that's pretty good. 90 and 44 receiving. And that's after 134 last week. Here he is again. Woody Marks, what a jump cut. Stop and go out to the 50.
Remember that big run he had against Michigan as well. He does run the ball well between the tackles. Transfer from Mississippi State, signed with Mike Leach. That's why he's so comfortable catching the ball, but you can see how effective he is running it.
We approach 9 minutes. First down at midfield. Pitch to Marks. Made one man miss, another hesitation move, and he's got another first down.
Emmanuel Pregnon that time, the left guard for USC. Gets out into the second level, pushes his man. Watch Pregnon right there, playing left guard. Watch how he gets out there. Second level, gets to the linebacker and helps that cut inside. Pushes his guy in front of him. That's that good combo block by that offensive line.
It's just pretty to watch. Woody will get a breather. Quentin Joyner has got 2 touchdowns today, 1 in the air, 1 on the ground. Back in. Woody, 6th career game with 100+. And Joyner ain't bad. He goes for about 3 or 4. Down to 8 minutes. Second down at 6. Only 1 pass on this drive so far. Moss directing traffic for the Trojans. Play clock down to 2. Moss loads, fires near side, just over the outstretched arms of Kyle Ford.
Again, that's that good bump and run coverage. Tom Allen, the defensive coordinator, comes out here and said he's a good zone thrower, loves to throw those seam routes. We're going to go bump and run and challenge Jalen Kimber to play it. He played it well.
And that's 3rd and 6. 1 for 8 on third down conversions today for the Trojans. They desperately need one here.
Tight end and running back in a position to help those tackles. Both up there.
Nittany Lions bring an extra man. Moss throws. Caught! Deuce Robinson, who came back in after being in the tent, as Jenny told you. That's the biggest catch for him today, other than the one that was negated by penalty.
Matched up that time against Elliott Washington for Penn State, and good job climbing that pocket by Miller Moss. You got to give Miller Moss credit. I mean, all season he's been taking these hits, throws it up. That's the 6'6" guy that I've been saying you got to use that guy more.
Pick up of 25, and it's 1st and goal, USC. Number 4, Woody Marks back in there, gets the handle. Woody Marks Still going down to the 5, inside the 5. Zachy Wheatley finally brought him down. Under 6.5 minutes now.
Substitute, which means Penn State will late substitute. They wait as long as they can, they jog off, and they force that play clock down to about 10 seconds before the player gets off the field.
Second and goal at the 5. Moss, crossing route, touchdown USC, and it's Kyron Hudson.
What a route this time. Bump and run to the outside, A.J. Harris, and watch Kyron Hudson. They've been going back shoulder throw, back shoulder throw. This one, fake it, and it come inside. Beautiful.
What a drive the Trojans put on.
You see all those back shoulder throws, you hard to blame A.J. Harris thinking they're going to go wide again. Beautiful setup, nice route, and boy, what an answer by this USC football team. First they stop the touchdown, and then they drive down and score.
Took them just under 5 minutes to get it. All important extra point by Lance is up and good. Just under 6 minutes to play. 75-yard drive. 9 plays. 4 minutes. 54 seconds. Miller Moss, Kyron Hudson's first touchdown catch of the year is huge. Next Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, we've got another big-time matchup in the Big Ten. We'll see number 24 Michigan take on number 23 Illinois. And as always, we'll get you ready for kickoff starting at 3 Eastern with State Farm College Football Today. That's next Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
It's always good to score a touchdown, but it's also good to take some time off the clock and rest that defense as well.
We've seen just about everything today. A reception record, single season by Tyler Warren, 2 interceptions by Drew Allen. He had 3 in his career coming in. 6 combined field goals. It's a 7-point game with just under 6 to go in regulation play.
The 2 goal line stands, though, played huge.
Penn State will bring it out to the 25.
So you know what I'm thinking right now? I'm going to put Kamari Ramsey on Tyler Warren, and they ask me what kind of defense is. It's a box and 10. I don't know what it is, but that's what I'm playing. If he catches it, I got number 7 on him. I'm not losing 44 with all this wiggles and motions and everything. I want number 7 eyes on 44.
Bo Prabula is in at quarterback. Tyler Warren joins him in the backfield. Who knows who's going to get the snap? And it's going to be Nick Singleton straight ahead for about 7. Quarterbacks today, we expected a big-time matchup, and we got it. But that bottom half on the left column is the killer. The 2 interceptions. Second down and 3. Empty backfield. Drew Aller throws a slant complete. First down across the 40.
And that's exactly what they did. They put Kamari Ramsey on Tyler Warren. Drew Aller looks up and says, you know what? I'm going to go slant the other way. Everybody's over there. I'll just take the slant.
Got it to the 41-yard line. 5 minutes to go. 4th quarter, and another good throw. Did he hold on to it? Harrison Wallace.
Doesn't look like it.
Went back to that side again. So second down and 10. Had it right there. Hit him right in the 6.
Catchable ball for sure. The drops that really hurt this Penn State team a year ago, had about 3 of them in this game.
Katron Allen now in the pistol behind Drew Aller. Dinkins, the tight end, in there along with Warren. 2 tight end set. And falling ahead is Katron Allen for about 3. To Leopold in on the tackle. 3rd down and 7. Biggest 3rd down of the day for both teams.
Man-to-man all over the field. They're coming after Aller.
They'd give him time, though, and at the last moment, he's got to throw it deep and incomplete. Tyler Warren was the closest guy.
There was no hiding anything on that one. Middle of the field was wide open. No safety at all. 5 people playing man-to-man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against the 5 receivers.
Well, here is 4th down. Penn State needs to get to the USC 49-yard line.
This would surprise me. I would punt the ball. Let's see what happens.
Crowd making some noise again at the Coliseum. Aller, 4th down, steps up, fires deep, and it is caught.
Wow, what a play.
Julian Fleming and a 1st down, Penn State.
Had 2 drops earlier on easy ones, and he makes the tough catch. Big time call for Penn State. I would have punted it. Look at this. Good coverage. Great throw and a better catch.
17-yard pickup. Aller again to throw. Down the middle, and it's broken up. Tyler Warren had his hands on it. And Zion Branch, I'm not sure I'd wave my finger at anybody.
No, I don't think so, but I wonder, did he drop it or was it knocked out?
Tried to rotate the ball
to
himself, and then it came out. So one of the few that got away. 2nd down and 10. 4 minutes to go. Aller, play fake. Pressure coming. He's hit as he throws. Incomplete.
Corner blitz that time.
John Humphrey.
You got it. That time Tyler Warren was responsible for the corner on the play. He's going to block him, but let him go a little bit too soon. Just kind of nudges him. Watch, he sees him late, pushes him right into Aller and gets it just as he lets the ball go.
Third down and 10. Aller asking for it.
James Franklin called timeout prior to the play. USC was pointing to the offensive line for Penn State, saying they flinched.
Drew Aller visibly upset. Timeout.
Aller saying, I knew where the play clock was. I was in charge there.
Check the play clock on the bottom there. See it winding down. He is frantically asking for the snap.
See if anybody moves up front. Yes,
right
that
there.
little movement right there. That's what was seen that time by Braylon Shelby.
And Aller now showing some fire, trying to get this team in position. Still to come, Adam Rick, BJ, Aaron share their insights on this one and bring you the day's best highlights on the U.S. Army post-game show. We're still in game. 3:55 to go in the fourth quarter. USC by a touchdown. Penn State needs 10 yards on third down. Warren in motion. So is Aller to throw on the run. And almost picked off by Ramsey.
He's been all over the field. Transfer from UCLA. He followed Danton Lynn, the former UCLA defensive coordinator here, and he has been making the plays all day and almost makes another huge one. Well, the die has been cast. You go for it once, you go for it again, right?
Absolutely. Fourth down. Do or die. They got a 4th and 7 on this drive. They need a 4th and 10 here.
Big cushion at the top. USC wants to throw the slant and come up and make the tackle.
Here comes a blitz. Aller Scrambles around, throws complete. They pick up another 4th down.
What a
Julian
play,
Fleming.
What a play by Aller there. He feels it all the way. He knows the blitz is coming. Gives ground to make the play.
Akili Arnold is limping off right now. That has stopped play momentarily.
He feels the pressure. Look at him avoid. It was almost up the middle that time that he avoided. And then coming inside, buys the time, and Fleming again, 2 huge plays for the transfer from Ohio State. A 5-star from Pennsylvania that chose the Buckeyes comes back home to make 2 big plays.
3 years in Columbus, now in Happy Valley. And would make a happy group of fans if Penn State can go back and tie this thing up. And if they score, will they go for the extra point or go for 2? 17-yard gain on 4th and 7, a 16-yard gain on 4th and 10, and now it's 1st and 10.
And they were 2 for 10 on 3rd down before that. Can they make them on 4th down?
1st down at the 23. Drew Aller looking for more. He's going to run it. Aller got about 9.
I'll tell you, Drew Aller has shown that he's just not a statue in the pocket, hasn't he?
Yep.
The blitz prior, the scramble for 19 yards in the 1st half, right there going up to make it 2nd and short.
Just inside the 15, Aller, number 15. Flares it out in the flat. Nick Singleton down the sideline. Touchdown, Penn State. "14-yard scoring toss."
Just a bit of a chip block that time. Nicholas Singleton chips the block, and then USC loses track of him. Thinks that he's going to stay in, and you got to kick the extra point here. Plenty of time left.
There's almost 3 minutes left. Yep. Ryan Barker in for the point after. He's hit all his kicks today. Still perfect. 2:53 remaining in regulation play.
Nicholas Singleton is lined up in kind of an H-back position. He's right here. Chips, and then USC loses him.
Wide open.
Yep.
Nobody over there.
And how about Drew Aller? Okay, 2 interceptions. We always say, you know, he almost gets one earlier by Kamari Ramsey, but hangs in there on that drive. 12 plays, 9 of them were passes. And that guy, not only did he throw it, but he scrambled the key play too. 2 4th down calls from James Franklin.
4th and 7 and 4th and 10. And it caps a 75-yard drive in 12 plays, just over 3 minutes. Aller to Nick Singleton, Nick's 3rd touchdown reception of the year, and we're even at 30.
Always like those quarterbacks, you know, everything's going good. I haven't thrown an interception forever. Everything's easy, and now you have a tough game. You have a tough game on the road. Threw a couple picks, you can feel it. You know, everybody talking about me, but I come through when I need to right there. That shows a lot to me.
Oh, that goes out of bounds.
Didn't go out. I don't think so.
No.
Went into the end zone.
I thought it was going to hit it about the 1 and go out.
Got a good kick for Penn State.
Kept number 1 from handling it. There's where I thought it was going to go out, but it just got inside the pylon.
So these late games against Michigan, against Minnesota have gone against USC. Well, now they got the ball. They have a chance to take one for themselves. Officials got them a little bit. In Minnesota game, you know, that 3rd down sneak, 4th down sneak, who knows where the ball is, overturn call, but now it's in your hands.
A lot of offense on both sides. 3 timeouts remaining for the Trojans. Blitz coming off the corner. Moss goes the other way, and it's Hudson again, just short of a 1st down.
Hudson's tapping his helmet he wants out of the game. Wonder if he twisted his arm or hurt his shoulder. Bail coverage that time, easy throw. Both these quarterbacks so accurate.
So Hudson goes out, and that means Deuce Robinson again could be a key factor. And Woody Marks, who's been a key factor all day, gets the first down.
No hurry for USC. Got the 2-minute timeout coming up in 15 seconds. You sure don't want to give the ball back to Drew Aller, do you?
Not at all. That's Michael Lance over there running his fingers through his hair, not worried about the kick yet. But if he's called on, he's capable of a long-range field goal. We're at the 2-minute timeout. What a game. Trojans and the Nittany Lions, neither one given an inch. Deadlocked with 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Brad Nessler, Garrett Danielson, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore, 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. What's at stake? Penn State, the last couple of years, haven't lost to anybody not named Michigan or Ohio State. Lincoln Riley trying for his second career win against a top 5 team. USC in desperate need to stay in the Big Ten race.
Yeah, that's what's at stake. USC's trying to stay alive. Penn State trying to stay up in that top 4 in the playoff picture. That's what's at stake.
A 5-0 start for the Nittany Lions for 4 straight years. And now they're hoping they don't let one get away here on the road in the Big Ten in Los Angeles. Miller Moss, pressure coming, throws, tips, broken up. Intended for Makai Lemon, and Cam Miller was right there with him.
Just think about the play calling in this game as you watch this tip pass. This Penn State front 4 had 7 sacks against Illinois. The last 3 years, they've had more sacks than anybody. But in this game, only 1 sack, and that guy is used to taking hits like that the whole season.
We've seen him 3 times, and he's had to pick himself up all 3 games several times. 2nd and 10. Moss, quick throw, got it complete, same guy, Lemon, first down at the midfield stripe.
Yep, again, when you play zone against Miller Moss, that ball comes out of his hands so quickly. He reads zone, boom, snap route. That's why they've been going so much bump and run to the outside.
A 14-yard pickup. Clock winding down near the 1.5-minute mark here. First down. USC just shaded into Penn State territory. At the 49. Woody Marks, cutback run, can't spin away this time. Lost a couple. Kobe King again, the middle linebacker.
That front, that time, just enough penetration from that Penn State defense. Cade Eldridge goes in motion, but the blocks are defeated up front. Nowhere to go. Good job by Tony Rojas. His Ness called the play. He's another one of those big linebackers. That time he stopped the run.
Down to a minute. Miller Moss taking his time. Throws, complete, spin move, but not getting away is Jay Fair. Boy, put a nice move on, but just couldn't keep his footing.
Same thing. Miller Moss notices the zone look out there, and he's going to go to that stop route. 3 timeouts for USC. They're not using them. 27 seconds.
Wow.
I'd be using one right now. I'm surprised.
3rd down and 7. Remember, their field goal kicker is good from about 54 as his career long. Still the clock winding down, man.
I think
timeout. Penn State.
Penn State
took 30-second
yeah.
George timeout. 2nd and a half.
I don't know why Penn State took the timeout unless they think they're going to get a turnover. That was a good 30 seconds given up, right?
Again, the substitutions, both sides.
Yeah, they ran it all the way down, and we're not going to take a timeout either.
So you're right. It was almost a half minute. So now we got 14 seconds left. 3rd down and 7.
Well, one completion is what Lincoln Riley's saying. One completion, and we got a field goal try.
You see the target line for the field goal. And that's about 10 yards away. 3rd down and 7. Tight end Eldridge in motion.
To help.
Miller Moss throws too high. Intercepted by the Nittany Lions. Jalen Reed coming back the other way. And that ends that drive.
I wonder if they will put a cut. Boy, James Franklin's rolling. I mean, he is rolling the dice, and he's coming up with the right call. Ball was thrown high, would have been complete. I think they'll put time back on the clock. Might put a couple seconds back on. Good protection on this play. A good throw would have been completed. Got him on the square end, just a bit too high. Yep, no chance, and the tip ball always bad.
At the 49-yard line of USC. Time for a play here. But timeout taken by the Trojans. I wonder if they would have preferred to have taken a timeout on their last drive instead of a timeout on defense.
Well, now after the interference, I mean, after the interception, I mean, you're not thinking that way when you're calling plays, but. And remember, Deuce Robinson is one of their tallest receivers they have. They've got him open, coming inside on the square end. That's a completion that would have been a field goal with an accurate throw.
Right. Off the ricochet, number 1, Reed with the pick. His first of the year, and it was a big one. And now 5 seconds left, and USC's defense, they're going to have a couple guys way back at the 10-yard line. I'd do some kind of hook and ladder and get it to Tyler Warren.
Well, he'll be involved some way.
Aller tiptoeing out of bounds at the 44-yard line is Liam Clifford. 2 seconds left.
Same thing's going to happen. They were going to go Hail Mary on the play before. Now it's a little closer. I think Drew could have got it there from either spot. Really insignificant, that throw. Here it comes.
Here it comes. 2 seconds left.
And Warren's right there. He'll be in the middle of it, won't he?
If Drew Aller has enough time to get it down there, he'll be in the mix.
Timeout again from USC.
Now they're down to 1. Penn State's down to 1. That doesn't matter. But there's 2 seconds left. So they're going to have to put 2 seconds back on the clock, and they do.
You know what they're telling them all? Don't go for the interception.
Knock it down.
And no interference. Cannot have a penalty here. Can't rough the passer. You rough the passer, they're going to be in field goal range. No penalty.
Those are the things you can't do. Let's see what Drew Aller can do. USC looks like they're only going to come with a 3-man rush unless they bring a guy off the corner. Final play of regulation. Aller backpedaling. Now fires high and deep. It's not to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Picked off, coming back the other way. And out of bounds, and we go to overtime.
Ryan Quintana, a linebacker, but he's a tall linebacker back there. Number 52, you don't often see that. Put their tallest guy back there to play defense. The ball never got deep. You don't see a lot of 52s doing that, do you?
Nope, you sure don't. Well, we're deadlocked at 30. And we're going to overtime at the Coliseum. Stick around. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS brings us to overtime. If you're just joining us, 30-30. Had a great game. In the overtime rules, everybody gets a possession starting at the 25-yard line.
Defense, or which end of the field?
And a coin toss.
What's your call?
Tails, sir.
Calls tails, which is the emblems of the Air Force, of the academies. You won.
Defense.
You want to go on defense first?
Penn State wants to play defense first so they know what they need if USC scores a field goal or a touchdown.
USC will be on offense first, going to the west end zone. Gentlemen, check hands.
So we'll walk it down to the 25. And we've got extra football for you. Last overtime games for these two teams. Penn State against Illinois, they played about a day and a half in that one. And the last USC overtime.
That's when they just kept going back to the 25 every time.
That's right. And a 3 overtime game for them the last time they were in one. So one pass that was just a bit too high that turned into an interception.
Yeah, would have given a field goal try, no doubt. Would have been a long one, but it would have been a try.
Such a huge game for both teams. Penn State came almost 2,300 miles from State College just to get here. Meanwhile, 2 losses already for the guys from USC, and that's why it's so important to them to stay in the thick of things, and for Penn State to stay number 4 in the country and in the playoff chase and in the Big Ten race. Here we go. Miller Moss going to go deep to the near sideline. Ooh, just over his intended receiver, Mekhi Lemon.
Zion Tracy that time on Lemon, playing physical down the field. Starts out on him. Oh, he got a grab there, and he got away with one, didn't he? Got away with one. We see the distorted jersey right there from the other angle. Very fortunate to get away with that one.
2nd down and 10.
Help again. Right here.
Deuce Robinson, the biggest receiver, to the bottom of your screen there to keep it on the ground, and a loss of 5. Dennis Sutton.
Yeah, deny Dennis Sutton. You circle 11. Yeah, he's tough. So is number 33 from the other side.
Boy, he just
come inside. He just followed the tackle that time from behind.
And drops Woody Marks for a loss.
And those guys were geared up to rush the passer, and he goes, wait a second, my tackle's running away, I'll follow him.
Loss of 3, 3rd down and 13.
They have to stay in field goal range. You got to put some points on the board.
Pressure coming on Moss again. Throws on the run. Incomplete. Intended for Jacoby Lane. Cam Miller was there defensively.
Miller Moss is arguing for pass interference. Jacoby Lane is throwing his helmet down. Let's see what happened at the end of it. Again, flashed off to the side. He says he got hit before the ball got there. Cam Miller, and he might have an argument.
Yep. Went right between his legs as he was draped all over.
Cannot catch that ball with a guy draped on you like that. Penn State gets away with 2 physical plays to the outside.
Michael Lance is hit from 45, 47, 39. This is from 45 again in overtime. And it's wide left. He missed it. Now a field goal could win it. Been perfect all day. That one never had a chance. Oh boy. And Penn State now knows what they need.
1st down. Kind of get away with a tug on the jersey. Okay, second down, the good tackle for loss. And that really what pushed that USC offense back enough where they had to throw downfield, and then they get away with another one and miss the field goal.
Rabula in at quarterback. Tyler Warren's there with them. He's going to give it off. Only about a half-yard gain for Katron Allen if he got that.
And if you're SC, you just got to fight on, right? You got to play defense, force a field goal, and maybe they'll miss as well.
Second down and 10. You saw Ryan Barker on the sideline warming up, the left footer. Penn State has changed up their field goal personnel due to some earlier season misfires. Now Aller back in at quarterback on second down and 10. And a shovel pass. Tyler Warren backpedaling his way to the 22.
Not a lot of big gamble right here. Even if it's bobbled, it's an incomplete pass, okay? Give it to your best guy. If he drops it, it's not a fumble, it's an incomplete pass. Safe play.
Third down and 7.
Do they try to center this ball up for the field goal try? Sugar huddle here, they'll go up quick.
Blitz coming off the corner. Aller keeps it and gets it in the middle of the field.
Right in the middle. Mission accomplished. You need a field goal. You basically 3 safe plays. Quick sugar huddle. Aller's keeping this the whole way.
So that sets up Ryan Barker, redshirt freshman from Landenberg, Pennsylvania. Made his debut last week and went 3 for 3.
Timeout. Lincoln Riley.
Let Barker think about it a little bit.
Let's go. Get in this. Get in there.
2,300-mile trip, and now a lot of the Nittany Lions on one knee praying for an overtime victory to stay undefeated at 6-0.
All championship teams have a couple games like this.
Yep. All right, the left footer, Ryan Barker. Tyler Dzansky will snap it. Riley Thompson will hold it. And Ryan Barker will try to win it. From 36 yards for a Nittany Lion win. Got it. Penn State in overtime. Heartbreak for the Trojans again at the end. What a way to lose a great game.
3 of them this year for them.
Heartbreaking.
A lot of respect, though. Great comeback for Penn State.
Yep.
In the second half, 24 second half points, a stop in overtime, and then the winning field goal.
And the pride and joy of Landenberg, Pennsylvania wins it for the undefeated Nittany Lions of Penn State as they go to 6-0 overall and 3-0 in the Big Ten. And Barker puts the Trojans to sleep for another heartbreaking loss. And Drew Aller with the big comeback in regulation, and Jenny with a very happy, I'm sure, James Franklin.
Coach, it was a battle out there. How does 6-0 sound to you?
Yeah, we'll take it. 1-0. That's a very talented football team. We got tremendous respect for this university, this program. But we found a way to get a tough win on the road against one of the most talented rosters in the country. And what about Barker? Just becomes the starting kicker. Awesome.
How much confidence did you have in Barker out there?
A ton. But fucking awesome.
What do you want to say to him right here?
I'm just so proud of him. Came to Penn State as a walk-on, busted his ass. I'm just so proud of him. Opportunity knocks, he took it. I'm just proud. Talk to him.
Congratulations on the win right here. Just real quick, what was going through your mind when you were out there?
Yeah, you know, all week during practice, we visualized these types of moments. So all I felt was how I'm ready to celebrate after I make it.
Ryan Barker, congratulations. A great win for Penn State.
Thank you.
Great one for Ryan Barker, the left-footed kicker, with the game winner. And a heartbreaking loss for Miller Moss and the Trojans. Now it's time for the Jersey Mike's play of the game. And we told you that it would probably involve Tyler Warren. And there it was. And my good friend Steve Jones for Penn State Radio called it like this.
Bo throws back to Aller. Aller takes it, looks downfield, throws downfield. Warren, he reaches up in the end zone. He's there. He's got it. Touchdown. Penn State and the Nittany Lions open the second half with an exclamation point.
Great call, Steve.
Great call by Steve right there, but two great calls by James Franklin. 2 fourth down calls. The first one, that was a big call. He had to go to the second time. 2 big passes on 4th down.
4th and 7 and 4th and 10. They got them both. That's going to wrap it up for Gary, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore, entire CBS crew. Brad Nessler saying so long from L.A. Final score in overtime, Penn State 33-30. Tonight on CBS begins with Tracker, followed by back-to-back episodes of 48 Hours. We'll send you over to Adam Zucker and company for the U.S. Army post-game show right after these messages. See you in Champaign, Illinois next week.